Hello, everybody. Welcome to Armchair Expert. Today, we have a guest that a lot of people have been asking for two reasons. I think, A, they're just interested in him, which is very natural. But even, I think, more pronounced is the desire to hear the two people who look most alike on planet Earth sit down and talk to one another, because for many years now, over a decade, Zach Braff often gets asked if he is Dax Shepard, and I always get asked if I'm Zach Braff, and people on Twitter like to remind us of the similarity every few minutes, I think. I think we've both had a fun journey of accepting that, embracing it. We will talk at great length about it. Zach Braff, you know from Without a Paddle, Punk'd, Zathura, Parent. Oh, wait, no. Zach Braff, you know from Scrubs and Garden State. He has a brand new show called Alex Inc., which is premiering right now or just came out. So please sit back and enjoy this in-depth exploration of two doppelgangers. Can that be pluralized? I don't know. Maybe Monica will fact check it.
We get support from Quince.
Have you been wearing the Quince linen shirts?
Yeah, I've been wearing them a suspicious amount. Yeah, European linen ones, they're $34, which is genuinely insane for how nice they are.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, here's the deal. They work directly with the factories, cut out all the middlemen, so you're paying for the actual quality and not some brand's marketing budget. Everything's 50 to 80% less than comparable stuff. I love it because it's all very classic and traditional, and I know I'm going to be able to keep it for a very long time, and the quality's off the charts.
That's true. The style is very consistent. Whatever you get there, you walk down the street, you're going to look good. They have these lightweight cotton sweaters, which I love for when it cools down at night. It's nice drape around your shoulders in the summer and then throw it on when it gets a little cool. And it's not just clothes. They do home stuff, ding, 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 travel stuff, everyday essentials. It's all the same model, quality without the markup.
Make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/Dax for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Dax. We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
You're not going to New Line anywhere. I'm like, then fucking green light chips, because I'm not going to not work for the next 2 years or whatever. But I thought that was the apex of our similarity, is that we were.
No, I remember seeing you on. I remember seeing you on the lot, and
let me introduce you.
Sorry,
Zach.
Are
Braff.
we rolling?
We will be.
It's like looking in the mirror.
Zach Braff, welcome to the Armchair Expert. I think this is for many folks who like one and or both of us.
Yeah,
this is a long time in the making.
Yeah,
right?
America wanted this.
I don't think America's ready for us to be visually in front of them at the same time.
Well, the picture that we're gonna take is gonna blow people's minds.
Yes, and I think you and I have both talked publicly about the fact that Kristen once took one of those face swapping photos of you and I, and just switched our face, and you genuinely can't tell whose face is on who.
It's really weird though, because I mean, we even that tired eye thing you have there, I get.
It's a bummer, isn't it?
Don't you hate that
is
tired
that
eye?
new?
But I mean,
we're virtually the same age too, right?
I'm 42, about 43.
Okay, yeah.
I've been told I look like so many people throughout my life, but I feel like as we're aging, we are merging in our looks,
getting even closer.
And also, you've gotten way more successful and known, and it's changing and really annoying my life.
Good. And I really want to go through the history of the whole thing with you.
Let's start, because my earliest memory of it is Kristen taking that face swap picture. It was a long time ago. It was at, I think, the Soho House or some event.
Some fancy thing.
Some fancy event.
Hollywoody thing.
Some Hollywoody fancy event. And I remember, that is funny because we do kind of look alike.
That was the first time you had heard that?
No, I think I'd heard it. And so I knew why she was doing it, but I think it wasn't everywhere.
Right.
Now it comes in my life every 2 days.
Yeah, I think both of us have had tweets where we said, like, if someone doesn't point that out to me after like a day, I think Twitter's broken. Like, I think it actually is not functioning for people.
It's funny that on Twitter people are like, has anyone ever thought that? Like, yes, people have thought it.
It reminds me of we'll go places and moms will say to Kristen, like, I know this is crazy, but my daughters are obsessed with Frozen. It's kind of like, well, yeah, it made $1.4 billion. I assume some
I know
girls
this is
are
out. Well,
yeah.
Let me tell you what hurts my feelings when they find out I'm not you. This is how it usually goes down. Because we have so much in common. What's bizarre is not only we look alike, we have so much in common. And one of the things is that we are both on a show that mixed drama and comedy. So I will have people come up to me and they go, holding their heart. And they'll go, I just got to say,
Holding their heart.
I loved your show. And I'll go, thank you so much. You're so sweet. And they'll go, and just the way that it would go between comedy and drama. I go, thank you. I know it's all Bill Lawrence. And, but no, I'm not going to say I didn't improv a little. And they'd be like, and your wife is the cutest. And I'm like, I don't have a wife, let alone a cute one.
Welcome to my world where I think most compliments are just a conduit to tell me they like my wife. It's like they got to get through the part where they act like they like me just to eventually.
Yeah, basically Kristen's fame is really made things difficult for me.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you because you were successful before I was. And the very first time this was brought to my attention is my uncle called me. He goes, oh my God, I thought you finally got a show. Have you seen the show Scrubs? I'm like, no. He goes, this guy's identical to you. And, generally when people tell you you look like somebody, I never agree.
Yeah.
Like the other people, I'm like, I don't see it. People tell me I look like Tom Petty. I get
Tom Cavanaugh. Do you get Tom Cavanaugh?
No.
Because
you get Ray Romano, right?
do get
That's
Ray
where
Romano.
we diverge, is that I don't look anything like Ray Romano.
But you know how you do look like a little bit? Our Venn diagram overlaps at John Ritter, I think.
Okay, I'll take that.
We both look a little like a young John Ritter.
That's flattering.
Yes.
Yeah, I get the guy a lot from Kruger. Chad Kruger.
Yeah, Chad Kruger. You do look like Chad Kruger.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get the Chad Kruger.
No.
It was better for both of us when your hair was more blonde.
Yeah,
I think you should go. Is there some sort of dye? Are you open to dyeing?
I used to get highlights because my hero Brad Pitt got highlights, so I did too. And I've just fallen off of it. But so my uncle says, watch this show Scrubs. And I tune it in. And I got to say, I was like, oh my God, that is me. Not just the physical stuff like the nose and the mouth, but the way you talk, the way your lips moved. I was like, this is very
this tired
eerie.
eye thing.
Well, that's new though. Neither of us had
maybe for
that.
you. I always had this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just thought it was sort of my complexion, and then the makeup artists on shows are always trying to cover it up. I'm like, that's not going anywhere.
Should we go in for like
maybe we can 2 for 1?
Yeah, because basically once they draw the template on one face, they can just replicate it.
But what's funny, you once said to me, and I always tell people this story because we come from such different backgrounds. You said, "Look, this movie sells itself. We were separated at birth,
identical twins.
Identical twins. You said you were raised in the South
by hillbillies.
Yeah, or like you work on a ranch or something. And I'm like East Coast Jewish guy.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we have to go to the opposite. I have to go work with the hillbillies.
Yeah.
And you have to go to the bar mitzvah for the Goldbergs.
Yeah. Well, what would be great is just a body switching comedy with you and I. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no stakes. It's like, oh no, I look just like me. And I do the same thing. What will I do?
No, or like that movie Dave. Remember?
Yeah.
He looks exactly like the president.
Yes.
And so they put him in as a front for the president.
But my pitch to you that movie was called Nature versus Nurture, and it was the movie was in a comedic way was going to tackle what does your upbringing do to you? Could it make you a Jewish guy on one side and a hillbilly on the other if we started as the same? This is an exciting premise.
I'm one ticket sold for that movie, Dax. I don't know why you haven't pitched it yet.
But so first I saw Scrubs. And then I got to tell you, my personal feelings about it were, oh, great. I'm not going to ever work anyways. And certainly not now because there's already a me.
Right.
They already got a me. They don't need a second one. Right. So I was jealous of you for sure. Mm-hmm. And then the next time it happened was Punked It aired. I do Without a Paddle. I'm in San Francisco with the other two boys, Matt and Seth. And we're there promoting it. And a guy comes up to me on the street and he goes, oh my God, I'm so fucking excited to see your movie. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Because Garden State and Without a Paddle came out within the same summer, I believe.
I was dating one of your co-stars, Bonnie Somerville.
That's right.
Just to make it weirder.
Yeah. Okay. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was the exact time.
God, I forgot all about that because I would make those jokes in New Zealand like, easy to get confused. No one would blame you. But that was the first experience. So, same shit. He, oh my God, I can't wait to see your movie. I'm thinking, great, people are going to see Without a Paddle. And, oh my God, it looks so funny. I'm like, yep, it does look funny. And he goes, oh, that thing where you're like standing in front of the wallpaper with the same shirt. And I'm like, oh, wrong guy.
Yeah.
That's a little disappointing to have your big moment kind of stolen, especially at the very beginning.
Yeah, I understand.
And I'm going to play armchair psychologist. I just have to imagine if I'm you, okay? And I'm start getting compared to a guy who's on a reality show, punked. Mm-hmm. I'm not pumped about that. It's not like they're saying, you look like Richard Gere,
well,
who's a legend.
You've always been very fit.
Oh,
so I always assumed that they thought I was muscular.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I have a funny story about that. I go to see my doctor literally yesterday. I walk in, and he's a really sassy doctor. He likes to be a wise ass. It's part of his shtick. And he goes, I got to tell you something. I just saw this movie on the plane. And I go, Going in Style is pretty good, right? He goes, no. It was that guy who looks like you. I'm like, Dax Shepard? And he goes, yeah, Chips. Saw it on the plane. He goes, you really, really look alike. I go, I know. He goes, he's in really good shape, though. And I go, no, he works out a lot, I think, obviously. And he goes, no, but I mean, like, he's really, really good shape. I don't know, I got it. And I go,
weird thing for your doctor to be telling you.
No, listen, it goes one step worse. So I go, I know, I got it. So then he goes, go to room 2. I'll be in a second. He comes into room 2. He goes, I mean, the dude is like ripped. And he goes, okay, take off your shirt. We're gonna take some blood. And I take off my shirt. He goes, oh man, yeah, you look nothing like him now.
That's great.
What a good doctor.
That's my doctor.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're such a dick.
But again, back to the potentially emotional stuff ride of it.
Armchair expert.
Because I feel like, and again, this is my own perspective, and I'm sure it's very warped by my own insecurities.
Yeah.
But my perspective was that you did not enjoy that for a long time.
No, you read that.
And then I did.
Yeah, I didn't think that at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're from New Jersey. Is that accurate?
Yes, I'm from South Orange, New Jersey.
How close is that to Manhattan?
It's about 45 minutes. There's a commuter train that'll take you there in 20 minutes.
And what did your parents do?
My dad was a trial attorney. Corporate litigation. My mom raised 4 kids and was a nurse, and then decided she wanted to go back and get her PhD. And whilst raising 4 kids, she went back to school at nights and got her PhD and became a psychologist. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Wow. So your mom is a very strong, kind of
amazing.
Determined.
Oh, amazing and so smart.
And do you find that you're attracted to non-deadbeats exclusively?
No, my mom wishes I would date someone loyal.
I married my mother for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
but
my mom
she
was
seems
a powerhouse.
Oh, she's strong.
Machine, work.
Workaholic.
Built a company, started as a janitor, built this great company. Very inspiring. And yeah, when I had girlfriends, I was like, what are you up to today? Oh, I'm just gonna, and I'm like, I'm out. If you're not like tackling life.
I need a dose of that. I think I often end up with women who don't have the most direction.
The opposite.
Yeah.
And do you think that is in some weird way a rejection of your mother, or?
I think it's Hollywood really. I mean, I'm just around, I mean, not to blame it on the town. I take my own responsibility, but there's so many people in our industry that are sort of aimless. And,
sure.
And that's who I'm around most often. I mean, as you said, you date women who are like, well, what are you doing today? They're like, I don't know. I might work out and then I'm going to read Instagram.
yeah. I might.
Oh, that's great.
Read Instagram.
but it could be, it's also, I think, an easy trap if you have the lifestyle that you have where you're working weird hours and then you're on locations and then you also live in New York. So the less someone has going on, the more conducive it is for them to join you for the ride.
1,000%. And that's what gets in the way when last person I was exclusive with she wasn't in the business, but she had a child and was sort of based here, and that definitely makes you go, oh well, then how do I continue to? How do you go on location for 6 months, or how especially when you're directing, you're there longer, and so anyway, it's just that's why, of course, that's one of the tropey reasons why actors often date other actors, just because they have that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah. And your dad is clearly a bright individual if he's a trial attorney.
Yeah, and he's the reason I got into the business, actually, because his hobby was he loved theater more than anything.
Oh, really?
And he did the community theater plays. He was always the star.
Oh,
he was
really?
Really good. And so I would go as a little kid and watch him and be the star of the local production and have people cheer for him. And I was like, I want in on this.
Yeah, that looks like it tastes good.
Yeah. So
And
I was on the stage crew. I would be like the little kid helping out on the sets, moving the sets. And then little by little, I got into it.
And my stereotype of a trial attorney is someone who's pretty aggro. Was he alpha in nature?
No, he wasn't alpha. He's a sensitive, lover. I'm a big hugger of a guy.
Uh-huh.
I just accidentally said my dad was a sensitive lover. But what I meant was...
What I meant was that he's a patient lover.
I mean, he never rushes me. No, I meant that he... What I meant is that he is a big softy, huggy kind of guy, and no, I mean he was a tough attorney, I'm sure, when he needed to be, but he was a great dad.
And they stayed married?
No.
Who
Come
does?
on,
Don't be ridiculous.
Come on. Don't you find out someone you know is divorcing every day?
Yeah. And what age were you when they got divorced?
I was 8.
That's pretty rough because
Yeah,
you've had the whole nuclear family experience for quite a while.
I did, and then it sucked, and then they both meant well, but what they did was they did joint custody a week, which is not something a lot of people do.
No, that's bizarre.
But I don't recommend it.
You can't build a life in either place, right?
Pretty much you would be sad on Sunday when you'd move, and then throughout the course of the week you'd get used to the other rhythms of the house, and you get used to the other parenting style, and then about Friday it feels right, and then on Sunday you'd move again.
That's good for me to hear because, of course, my woe is me story is my dad did every other weekend, but on that weekend he usually dropped us off at my grandparents, and then or we went to the bar with him. So I'm like, oh well, that's as bad as it can get.
Well, I think,
but it's all
somewhere in between is ideal.
Maybe that's the way. Yeah.
No, I mean he meant well because they were going through divorce, whatever it happens, but he wanted to be as involved as possible. But I don't think it was good for our mental health.
And a very time consuming job, lawyer, right? Probably the worst hours of any occupation.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Work a ton.
He worked a ton. We had a babysitter pretty much all the time, full time, a Haitian woman who taught me Creole.
Oh, really? Could you say anything to us, or is that a cultural appropriation? Will we get in trouble for?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We got Monica.
I'm gonna say it's
You're
okay.
asking a minority woman. Does that mean it's okay?
That's my
it's all
pet.
right.
Yeah.
Or let's hear
I'm
it.
trying to think. I don't know. It was mostly curses. She'd yell at her daughter, Cynthia, map kaze figure, map karibunda. Vin manger salope.
Ooh.
Which pretty much means like, come here, I'm going to break your face. Come and eat you slut.
That's a perfect sentence for you to learn.
But this is what she would be.
For a person with 2 daughters.
She had the cutest little daughter. And she would scream at her in Creole. And eventually, as we got older, we started being like, what are you saying? And she'd be like, you don't want to know. But we were running around being like, your Haitian listening audience is shocked that I know this.
They're probably excited. I will say you just far exceeded my expectations. Well, how about you, Monica? When I said, do you know any? And then he kind of looked down and I could see he was trying to recollect it.
Well, I remember
like,
a lot of
at best he'll get one word.
I was trying search my brain for a phrase that she would yell. Map kaze figure. I think it means I'm gonna break your fucking face.
So Monica was just on vacation with Chris and I in Turks and Caicos. And of course, the very first thing I do is I'm picking up some of the words that the guys that work there use. And then, of course, I'm insisting on using them too. And it's of great embarrassment to Monica when I'm saying wigwam. Was that the thing that I used to
I don't
see?
think
They're probably used to tourists coming and trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sickness I have where I have a hard time not being a part of any group that I'm around. The notion that I won't be included is insufferable to me.
You're a pretty gregarious guy. It seems like
to a fault.
It seems to me one really place we differ, since we have the same DNA. You are very gregarious and outgoing and popular and
popular. I like that.
Well, you have a lot of friends, don't you?
I think
Aren't you the guy who's you're very social?
Yes, I love having. I think the one thing that makes being on planet Earth worthwhile is having friends.
Yeah, and so you and your wife, you're often, when you're not working, going to people's things and events.
Well, that we're not doing. I will say that's probably misleading because obviously the only time you or I see each other is at an event.
That's
But rest assured, that's probably the one event we went to.
I don't
that
mean
year. We're
events, but I
very
mean, like-
homebody. But
Okay.
but we're super social. Yes, we're always at someone else's house with a
Right.
bunch of other friends and family and
Right.
kids. And we have kids. And when you have kids, you'll see like everything. Just,
Right.
It's all about getting them preoccupied so you can play a
drink.
game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mom, she continued to practice psychology. She had a practice in patience.
My mom fell in love and moved in with my stepfather. They got married, and then they both would see patients in the living room.
No kidding.
Yeah, and we were kids, so we would eavesdrop. You know, I'd be like I'd be in the basement, like with my model trains, like listening. Like, I can't believe that what they're fighting about, and like it would be the most intense therapy stuff.
Is that good or bad to hear as a kid?
I remember the first time it happened, there was a couple arguing in the living room. They were crying and screaming as couples in couples therapy do.
Goodness.
Well, eventually my parents figured.
I'm like a fault. Like I just want to say, like my parenting style is as close to Mr. Fantastic as you can get. Like they hear the goddamn truth. If she asks how a baby comes, a penis in the vagina, ejaculate on the ovum. Like I don't shy away.
Well, you
from
can maybe
anything.
not say ejaculate. You
And
can say
maybe
that there's a magic sauce.
No. Baby batter. No, I probably cleaned it up a bit, but. Even if with my stance on this, I don't know that that's the ideal scenario. But then maybe it is welcoming you to what the world really is, which I don't know is bad.
I
So
think it was
tell me.
traumatic at first, and then they got a little bit better about picking the hours, because at first it was like, you know, after dinner, like going to see a married couple in the living room. But then they started figuring it out and scheduling them mostly during the day.
But you're hearing about people's sex lives,
No, I wasn't-
unquestionably, right? Because that's usually a big problem in a relationship.
I don't mean to say that I was sitting there with my ear against the wall. What I mean to say is that when it would crescendo, like they were in the living room and the door closed. But when it would crescendo, like "fuck you, Bob,"
Yeah.
you know, then you'd hear it.
Yeah.
Or when a woman was weeping, you'd hear it. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard to adjust the HO train tracks when someone's crying above your head.
And do you think that your mother? Did you ever at times feel like she was psychoanalyzing you?
Sometimes, but I would say more often than not, it was good. It was a good thing because my mom is an amazing listener. And actually, you know, as you start to get older, you go, wait a minute, this is free therapy.
Yeah, if you dig it.
I did. And then I've been to therapy on my own without it being apparent.
Without your mom.
Which is better. I'm sure there were times where I was like, oh my God, stop analyzing me. But I think there were more times than not that it was like, wow, she's such a good listener. She's really sitting there and being patient and letting me voice my feelings.
Yeah, that part's great. Well, first, I should say I'm very pro therapy, so I think it's a great resource. But I've also heard this stereotype that generally, you know, people that are drawn to therapy or psychology as a major are, you know, pretty fucked up themselves, and then this cycle. Have you ever heard that kind of stereotype?
I mean, that's not my experience. My mom was not that way.
Let me be more delicate about that. So you're searching for some healing, and because you have some trouble and you go, oh, this place has some answers, I'm attracted to finding out those answers. I don't mean to say it in, oh, they're fucked up and then they go into psychology, but clearly if something ails you and there's a potential solution, I could see where it would funnel in people that were feeling a little bit.
Well, actually, interesting. My mom was this is crazy, but my mom, she was a psychiatric nurse first. So she was the night nurse at the VA psychiatric ward in East Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
that's like ground zero.
That's a really, really intense job at night.
Yeah.
And by the way, she had 4 kids. I think was so dedicated to helping people and was so blown away by what she saw in this VA hospital that then she was like, I really want to get my PhD and I want to be a doctor. I don't want to just be a nurse. Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare. This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And, you know, I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there, not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. So, Monica, here's something that really stuck with me. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe getting support is wise. Yet 74% say society discourages people from doing so.
That's a huge gap. Most of us agree therapy is a good thing, but there's still something holding some people back from actually going.
Right. And I think that's where just talking about it, normalizing it makes a difference.
I mean, as you know, I'm obsessed with therapy. I've been in it consistently for years and years and years. And I have said this and I shouldn't say it, but I do think if you're struggling and you've been struggling for a while and you haven't sought therapy, I judge you a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, I know. And I got to go to therapy to work on that, but also there are options for you. You can help yourself. And BetterHelp makes that first step easier. They match you with a licensed therapist based on your needs. And with over 30,000 therapists and 12 plus years of experience, they typically get the match right the first time.
Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high-yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply.
In what order were you in these 4 kids?
Last.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm not super familiar with what that is supposed to be. That
Well,
personality
that's perfect
type
for you
of-
being an armchair expert.
Yeah. I'm a middle child, so I know all about it. And I'm very familiar with what a firstborn does. But what does the lastborn do?
I think
The baby
they
of the
would
family.
say you're spoiled, right? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
they're kind of like, well, they give you whatever you want at this point, and you have a little bit longer leash because they're tired of micromanaging you.
And you have siblings that are helping you.
Yeah, and also, I think they ironed out a lot of the kinks with the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
So things they were doing that were not working, by the time they got to me, they were like, let's try it this way this time.
Yeah.
So
And
I think they were probably more patient with me and more maybe more supportive of what I wanted to do.
And how spaced out were you guys?
Roughly every 3. My eldest brother is 10 years older than me. So, and then my brother is a few years younger than him. And then my sister, I don't know, like roughly 2 or 3 each.
And did you idolize any of those?
All of them.
You did.
All of them at different times. My brother Adam came out to Hollywood. He went to UCLA and then he was out here working in Hollywood. And I would come out and I just, I so wanted to work in the movie even as a little kid. And he would bring me on sets and I just thought it was the most exciting thing in the world.
So did he pursue something in?
He started in the art department because he went to art school at UCLA and then he got into the union and started working in the art department on TV shows and movies as a set dresser and was kind of working on really big shows. And then he started writing. And then actually my last movie that I made not before going in style was called Wish I Was Here, inspired by our family. And I wrote that with him.
Yeah.
He's a very good writer. But yeah, so my point is, as I was a kid coming out here, he would bring me on these amazing sets and bring me to these prop houses. And it was just so exciting.
Yeah, anything at that age, right, is like anything that's getting close to the business.
I had no other interests except entertainment. I did no interest in sports. I had no interest in. I liked girls and I liked being an actor and a filmmaker. That's all I wanted to do.
And did you act as a kid?
Yeah, my first part was actually in a pilot for CBS, and it was Gwyneth Paltrow's first part as well.
Oh, no kidding.
And nothing ever became of her.
Yeah, who?
Yeah.
We were on a pilot for CBS called High about a high school, and she was the beautiful cheerleader, and I was the nerdy freshman.
Oh, okay.
Ensemble cast high school show.
Did you date? in the show.
We didn't. But I remember thinking as a 14-year-old boy, that type of beautiful human being I have not yet seen in South Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah, because she's 9 feet tall and blonde.
Well, she was just, she was Gwyneth Paltrow at 17, 18, and she was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Prettiest woman I'd ever seen in my life.
Did you tell me personally, or did I see an interview with you? But did you used to go to camp?
I did. I went to a theater camp called Stage Door Manor, which is when you're a kid and you like acting and you really want to take it seriously. You go there.
Yeah. And
that's where I got scouted by agents and that sent me on auditions for that.
But when you go there, I'm assuming you're the king of camp. Are you like
not only
are you like the quarterback of the football team at this camp?
What happens is because I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I was a kid actor. I was pretty darn good. And
you're not terrible looking.
I'm not terrible looking, and I love that when you say it, it's so funny. And you're fucking hot. Let's be honest.
Well, that's what we didn't cover. I should have said that up front. I hate the way I look, so I don't know how. Do you love how you look?
I don't hate how I look. I know. It's funny because we both direct ourselves and we you always have to look at the monitor, and you're usually standing with Kate Hudson or Natalie Portman, and it's like, oh my God, it's Beauty and the fucking Beast.
Yeah,
look at my chin.
It's hard not to.
So it makes it worse, right? When you're in these movies with these beautiful people.
Yeah. Or just fucking on a 5 foot tall screen. It's not,
right.
The flaws come out.
I know. I read somewhere some famous actor was like, the second you can let all that ego shit go, the happier you'll be. But I'm 42. I haven't yet. Okay. But anyway, so and also a lot of the young boys there were already realizing they were gay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that made it even more utopia because you're going through puberty. I was like 13 years old. Yeah. You're in this camp with all these beautiful girls. And you're 13 years old, like really going through the changes.
Yeah.
And
things are happening.
And half the population is gay. And I'm getting the leads in the shows. So it was like,
yeah. And then when you would return did you go to public high school?
Yeah, then I returned to public high school where like the lacrosse kids were cool and I was just a dork. It was a real mindfuck. I would really be so depressed when I came back.
Yes, I imagine.
Joking aside, I would really go through a depression when I came back because it was like you'd been to heaven.
Yes, and saw the gates.
I mean, I'm joking. I mean, obviously the girls part was one of it, but it was really like here acting is cool and here performing is cool and here you don't have to hide who you are.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back and I got to go back to public school. I have to act like I have to put on all these layers back on.
Yeah.
It was a mind fuck. I sent my mom a picture of me yesterday, an old picture I'd found, and she goes, "Oh my God, why do you look so sad?" And I think it's the day I was leaving camp. Literally, I just texted her this yesterday. Because it was like being yanked out of utopia.
I don't know if you've had this experience. I'm sure you've met a ton of successful people in this business. And what's interesting to see what happens to some male actors is they were a nerd in high school and then they enter show business and then they are brilliant at that. And then they become a leading man. And then they are, in the world's eyes, the quarterback of the football team. But they have no experience with that from their childhood or their teen years or anything. So they're really trying on an ill-fitting jacket. I've known a bunch of different guys who basically, women love them. They have every option at their disposal, yet they had none of that in their childhood. And it's just a little confusing. I've seen it kind of warp in weird ways. Have you witnessed that at all? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely. I mean, I had a lot of the things you just said.
What I'm suggesting is that you did have those windows where you were this thing that happened to you later in life where girls obviously like you and I way more than they should.
Yes.
Right? We're people that are way out of our league now are somehow in our league. That can be very confusing. But if you've had at least this experience in childhood of going to this camp where you're kind of the stud.
A little bit of that. And also I was nerdy and I was nerdy and into the AV club. I mean, I remember taking pride in like, I'm the one who gets to set up this projector in this classroom. Like these motherfuckers wish that they knew how to put these reels.
Sure. If the bulb went out.
I just remember thinking like, they must think I look so cool setting up this projector.
Yeah. Like a guy from NASA came in.
Yeah. I just remember feeling like just like a badass. So I was nerdy in that way.
I didn't mean to imply that you weren't crushing in high school. I'm not even saying that is or isn't what was happening.
I'm telling you an ingredient that I did that some of the examples you did that you mentioned might not have, and that was I did learn to adapt by becoming the class clown. I learned that I'm not going to get that cute girl that the captain of the soccer team's getting, but I'm going to make friends and at least find some females who are semi interested in me by making them laugh. And so I sort of developed developed being the class clown and being outrageous and doing stupid shit.
Yes. And did you learn to dance? Because that was another tactic I employed.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I wish I did. I was watching this girl dance hip hop style on hip hop. I sound so old. Dancing the hip hop style.
Old and white. It was like I couldn't decide what you sounded more, old or white.
The hip hop. I was watching
the hip hop club scene.
I was watching this woman dance in the hip hop style, and I was like, "Wow, I wish I could dance like that." And with her, because she looks so good doing it.
Yeah, I think if you married being funny and good dancing together,
like Justin Timberlake, he's doing okay.
Yeah, guys, he's all right. He's a jerk. I was fully prepared to support him as an amazing singer and dancer.
Yeah.
But when he crushed at Saturday Night Live, I was like, we get it, dude.
Yeah, enough.
Leave a little for the rest of us, right?
I know.
But I just want to go back to this point because
fucking Timberlake.
And this isn't you, but
I bet you more than 72% of the country wants to date him.
That's a damn certainty.
I'm looking at a thing on Dax's wall that says they asked Us Weekly people.
This really happened.
Would you date Dax? And there's a picture of Dax. And it looks a lot like me, as you know. And the question is,
maybe they thought they were voting on you.
Fuck it, asshole. It says, would you date Dax? And then it says 72% said no.
Yeah.
By the way, are these women accurate? Did you date Ashley Olsen and Kate Hudson? Or is that just Us Weekly? Or are you not allowed to talk about that?
I did date both those people, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like, Us Weekly got
Both
something
wonderful,
right.
Wonderful folks, both of them. But the thing I've seen that's happened a couple times with actors I know, a ton of women love them in their success. It's weirdly made them a little misogynistic because it's like they don't trust it. It's like, well, fuck that. You only like me now. You like me because I'm this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a distrust in that.
I think you can weed that out by the time you have enough experience. Obviously, when you first get famous and you can't believe a pretty girl likes you just because you're famous. That's very intoxicating.
Sure.
But at 42,
especially if you're like, I assume we're similar in that we're like, we weren't 10s. But we certainly had an appetite for that. And so we're doing everything. We're juggling and spinning every plate possible to get. I don't know about you, but I was fucking girl crazy.
My life. I mean, dude, Mandy Moore was my biggest crush. And then I dated her for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, just as an example of your point.
No. But here's what happened to me on an emotional journey. You know, I was trying to get girls that were, by my estimation, better than me. And if I could convince them to like me, then I thought I would be able to believe that I was desirable or attractive or all these things. I thought that somehow if they liked me, I would start to maybe like me, right?
Well, that's pretty standard, I think, for anybody.
Yes, and I'm wondering if you had this experience with Mandy where I had gotten to a point where I thought, well, if this person likes me, it's a done deal. I really am. No. And I woke up next to this person and I'm like, I still feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
well,
I will
what's
never,
that expression? Wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah. And that's a weird, first of all, I guess I'm very grateful to have had that experience because it did teach me
well,
permanently.
Wait a minute. So then you dated Chris, then you found Kristen. Did you?
But Kristen, and I can say this, by the way, still thinking she's the most sensational person in the world, but I didn't know who Kristen Bell was. So I met her at a dinner party. This was a girl. I realized she was an actress because she had just finished some movie and she was talking about that. But I was like, she was talking about some deals she got at Target and she was so enthusiastic about the savings at Target. And I thought, oh, this person's very cute and interesting.
Right.
So it really, I will say, it didn't do anything for my ego at that moment.
Got it.
I wasn't like, oh, if I can get this girl's famous and pretty,
right.
if she likes me, then maybe I'm a good deal. And I'd already I had the realization just before that, where I'm like, okay, you got to try another strategy for self-esteem because it's not going to come from someone else.
Yeah.
And so you're saying, did you have a similar feeling?
I think, of course, I had that experience. I went, oh my goodness, I can't believe this person likes me.
Yeah,
and not just with Mandy, with other women I dated. It was like, wow, this is what's wrong with them.
Yeah, well, Monica and I have talked about this a lot, and I'll tell you, here's my sickness. My sickness is this person's better than me. Yeah. I get them to like me, and then instead of me feeling better, I go, oh, this person's more of a loser than I thought they were because they like me. It actually devalues them instead of valuing.
This line in Annie Hall where Woody Allen says, I would never want to be a part of any club that would have me as a member.
Yes. Which I think is a Marx.
He's quoting someone else's.
Yeah, one of the Marx brothers, I think.
But I always related to that, like that sort of like, what the, okay, you get this girl to like you and then they like you and you're like, what the hell's wrong with her?
Yeah, 100%. It's madness, right? It's crazy to realize that the self-esteem thing is an inside job. It's not an outside job.
Right.
It's not a car's not going to give it to you, a job, an award, a paycheck.
Right.
They will temporarily make you
feel healthier
awesome.
In that regard since you've had this realization?
Oh, 100%. Did you read Sid Arthur when you were a kid?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the story of Siddhartha is, he's on this journey for enlightenment and he ends up finding it through excess, weirdly, And I have found in my own life that I've been lucky enough to get all these things I thought were going to heal me. And then they didn't. And then I went, oh, it's something else.
Right.
But had I not been given the things, I would still be on the endless pursuit of it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I can report that my times in life when I'm completely down have not gone away from having enormous success and luck.
And certainly, right, if you go back in time and you find Zach at 20 years old, you went to Northwestern, right? And you go, hey, guess what, dude? You're going to be making this much money and be on this network and blah, blah, blah. I'm certain that the 20-year-old Zach would be like, oh, well, then I'm going to be the happiest guy on planet Earth, right?
Right.
Which would be awesome if that's how it works.
I think it's all relative to, wherever you go, there you are. And so that brain and the things you worry about and obsess about and are neurotic about are always with you, no matter where you are and how much money you have. And
yeah,
I've met miserable billionaires. I'm sure you have.
Oh yeah, there was you listen to Stern. I know you're a fan of Stern, but do you ever hear Mike Tyson? He's my favorite. Mike Tyson. Anytime he's on Stern,
I have, but I don't remember what.
Stern's obsessed with the fact that he lost $500 million.
Right,
it's like, how do you even go to sleep at night? And he goes, Howard, I have friends that the billionaires that killed himself. I have something that money can't buy. And I'm like, I believe him. Yeah. And what a fucking healthy place to be.
Living in this town, haven't you met a lot of very, very, very successful
people I idolized? Yeah, absolutely. And I go, oh, wow. And by the way, that's been another thing I feel grateful about is I've met some of my heroes and I've seen that the success didn't help in that capacity, that they didn't like themselves more. They weren't necessarily happier.
Yeah. I've met some of the richest people in the world.
Sultan of Brunei,
who could not be more successful at what they do, who are miserable.
So do you think that your mother gave you some tools? I had to learn all this in AA. If I hadn't become a drug addict, I wouldn't have picked up any of this stuff.
I didn't even know you were sober. And
you didn't?
And I made a drinking joke. I'm sorry.
I'm still angry about it.
He makes drinking jokes all the time.
I'm very pro.
How many years have you been drinking?
13 years.
I mean, you've been
sober.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good thing. Don't you feel so much more productive?
I do. That I can tell you the singular goal I had after a few years of sobriety, I said to myself, I want to figure out how to be 12-year-old Dax who was just so excited to walk outside and do something. Like I wanted to recapture my enthusiasm for being on planet Earth, that I didn't need to put something in me to get that enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. And for years I was pessimistic I was not going to get that back. And I will say around 7 or 8 years, I found myself like, fuck yeah, what are we doing? We're going to go off-roading. We're going to I'm pretty on fire to be on planet Earth, which was something I had lost for many, many years. And that part's really exciting.
I'm reading this amazing book about habits and breaking habits, and it has a whole section on AA. And I was learning so much about it that I didn't know. They sort of, before its time, figured out how to break habits.
Yeah, it's like 1950, I think, is around when it started. They're going on nothing. They invented it out of thin air. There's nothing scientific about it.
I know, that's what's so interesting about it. There's a whole chapter in this book about analyzing what's amazing about what works about it and this sort of science behind changing your habits, which I found really fascinating.
Are there specific habits that you're attempting to change?
Yeah, I mean, I think.
You can keep them secret, but if there's some...
No, there's some private, but there's one I would say is I'd like to be more productive. I get really inspired by people, not necessarily in our business, but just by talking to just super smart, successful people in all several different industries. And I met some really fascinating tech people recently, and I just feel like I could be so much more productive and not be what I think is lazy occasionally.
Well, what is your motivator? Because you and I are both writers, and writing is the worst thing someone can do.
It is. It's very hard. In fact, It's funny because Bill Lawrence, who's one of the reasons I have a career, who created Scrubs and is one of my best friends, he hates writing.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, this guy is like one of the most successful TV showrunners there is. And he's like, there's nothing worse than having to write, and there's nothing better than having written.
Yeah. The Kasdan quote, Lawrence Kasdan, is writers are people who have agreed to do homework for the rest of their lives.
Yes. So I feel that way about, oh my God, I got to remember that.
Yeah.
Because
it's always nagging, right? It's always in the back of your mind.
It's just like I should be writing, and I have things that I want to write. This is one of the habits I want to change. I know people that write every day, and I have never been that person. I mean, even Garden State was in pieces all over my house for a long time in sort of various stages. And then I got Scrubs and I quit my waiting tables job. And then they told me, oh, by the way, we're not going to start shooting for 4 months. Or maybe it was like we shot the pilot and there was going to be a 4-month window before we found out if we were going or we were starting. I forgot. Anyway, the point is I had 4 months where I had nothing to do. And I went, this is a sign. You are such a fucking idiot. If you don't sit down at your dining room table, you're going to have your first big break. And if you don't have that screenplay ready, you better fucking sit down at that dining room table and put it together. And it was like this sort of berating myself.
Yes.
That finally made me sit down at the dining room table and put it all together.
Yeah.
For me, it's that way every time. It's very, very hard to get my ass in the chair. I remember it's great memory of my mom. I was so proud of the script I'd written. And I remember reading scenes from Garden State to my mom, like almost like a kid being like, Mom, look at my art project.
Yeah.
And I just remember this great pride I had in myself. Like, look what I made. I and no one financed it yet. It was just like, look what I look. It's 120 pages.
Yeah.
And I was just so
Yeah,
proud.
to hold the thing.
There
is
was
pretty
this
awesome.
feeling of just such pride.
So, it doesn't happen often, but if someone does ask me advice about writing, my big trick is I give myself permission to write something terrible. That to me is the big hurdle. Because the dauntingness of having to sit down and write a great scene is that. It's very daunting. But if I go, all you got to do is sit down and type out 4 pages. They can be shitty. You're allowed to. Just go ahead. Write something shitty.
I like that.
And inevitably, it's not shitty. B, I'll rewrite it and it'll become something good. But for me, it's just going, you're allowed to be bad. Just go be bad.
Right. I think that's part of the problem is that when it has on occasion worked, you're now comparing it to that.
Yeah.
Going, well, this isn't going to be that pilot you sold. This isn't going to be that movie that people liked.
Yeah.
This is shit so far.
Yeah. But I really relate, and I wonder if you have a similar desire, which is I have almost only been productive out of a place of fear. So either I'm terrified I'll end up penniless, I'm terrified I won't work again, I'm telling myself I'm a lazy piece of shit, I'm a coward. I would love to be able to write from a place of love and happiness and excitement to create. And that's not where I work from.
No, and just a little discipline. I think when I was talking about habits and changing habits, just finding what I would like to get in the spirit of like, I'm having this response to Zach, why don't you go write for an hour? Like I would love to change what's happening in that chain that's making me go find anything else.
Yeah.
Clean refrigerator.
Yeah. Jerk off for me is usually high on that list.
Jerk off.
Let's just get this jerk off out of the
Let's
way.
get
And then
this. Once I jerk off, I'll be able to write.
Yeah, I'll clear my head. But it's okay. Now to go back to your mother.
Easy transition.
Yeah, that was
a natural segue. You are good at this.
So I had to go to AA, but I'm wondering, or I like to believe that you might have left the house with some tools that an average person doesn't get. Having had a mother who's a psychologist.
Think so. Well, and also my stepmother was is a therapist. My stepfather was a psychologist. I had it all around me. And lots of self-help stuff, not just traditional psychology, lots of self-help books, lots of self-help courses.
And what are some of the things that you used or continue to use?
I took my stepmother had me take a class called the Landmark Forum.
Oh, yeah. Our good friend Jess went to all of them, and he's pretty much downloaded all of it to us, and I love it.
I got a lot out of it. People are like, "Oh, that sounds culty," but for me, it wasn't at all. It was like a workshop. It was a 3-day workshop. My stepmother was super into it. It used to be Est back in the day. It was sort of like that, which was a little more intense. And
Americans, you might have seen it on the Americans.
I didn't. Did they do Est on the Americans?
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Well, this is sort of a 2018 version. Of course, I was doing it years ago. And there's tools I got in that workshop that I think of all the time. And I recommend that to people actually, because I definitely got more out of it than I had in the equivalent amount of therapy sessions.
Yeah, well, because it is my understanding of it by way of Jess is that it is very action oriented. It is very pragmatic, but it deals with a lot of stuff with the voice in your head, right? And the racket and all that. And I think anyone could benefit from some apparatus, some lever to manage the voices in our heads.
Yes, and I was very
crazy,
practical.
right?
And also I'd seen it work on my, my stepmother had gotten our family into it. So I'd seen it sort of help my dad, and I'd seen it help other people. And I did it when I was fresh out of college, and it really was a good set of tools for me. And other things, they were always giving me books and saying, and just even quotes and just things to try and help motivate me. And a lot of it, is what put a fire under my ass and got me to accomplish the things I've accomplished.
Was it hard to get into Northwestern? That's a phenomenal school. Did you have great grades?
I didn't. I mean, I had good grades. I didn't crush the SATs, and I thought I did okay, but I thought that would prevent me from getting in. But one thing that's cool about Northwestern is they're one of those good schools that will look at the whole thing. Because like you're not even considered by like Brown or Yale unless you have a high enough score.
Sure.
But Northwestern, at least in 1993, prided themselves on saying, "Look, what does your extracurricular do? Come have an interview. Let me read your essays. Let me look at everything. Let me look at the whole package." I went and interviewed, and I had really interesting extracurricular activities because I was doing a lot of different things. I was on the rescue squad. I was in a Woody Allen movie. I had done a bunch of outside the box stuff.
Yeah. So since you entered college having already worked, did you kind of just proceed with, I'll continue? Like, just to give you an example, I find that this huge difference between Kristen and I, my panic level about never working versus hers is she's always worked. She worked in Michigan, where we're both from, as like a 15-year-old, and then she had to drop out of college to be in a Broadway play. So her only experience with pursuing this is, success, even if it wasn't gigantic, it was a steady little stream of success. So do you think, having had some success back in New Jersey, you didn't approach this with a ton of fear?
I always approached with fear. I wasn't cocky about it, but I went into I put it this way. I was cast in Manhattan Murder Mystery, and I was raised on Woody Allen and Annie Hall, and as Annie Hall was sort of like religion in my family.
Is it fair to say he's the Jewish Michael Jordan?
Well, not right now. He's not.
But then in 1993.
But as a child, he was. He and Mel Brooks and Neil Simon were godheads in my family. Jewish New York comedians, and we would go see all their plays and we'd go see all their movies. And my very first role is. These are my scene partners in my first movie role: Diane Keaton, Woody Allen, and Angelica Houston.
Nuts.
And I'm in one scene in Manhattan Murder Mystery. But so I got that part, and I was 18. It was like, well, are you going to stay in New York and use this and ride this?
Yeah.
As it would be, it's a pretty dope thing to use. And I said, no, I really want to go to film school. I want to make movies. Mm-hmm. So I had the sort of confidence to go, no, I'm not going to do that. I want to go to school. I want to get better. I want to learn how to act. I want to learn filmmaking. So I sort of stopped right after my biggest break, and went to school to learn.
Yeah, that's a unique decision. I don't think I could have made that decision. I would have been like, oh yeah, let's not.
Yeah, definitely.
Pass this
it's
up.
A fork in the road where an agent might say, you just played Woody Allen and Diane Keaton's son. You're going to leave town?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I was wide eyed. I was like, yeah, I want to go make movies.
And was Northwestern just heaven? Was that the most wonderful
Northwestern
place?
was great. Yeah, I really liked it. It was cold. It was too cold for me.
Okay.
Not to sound like a
that's all
cranky
right.
Jew, but
Yeah.
I don't like cold weather. And I took the tour in the spring.
Big mistake.
Gorgeous. God,
Yeah.
Evanston in the spring. If you want to go to a beautiful place, go to Lake Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's amazing.
I'm in that snow belt. I grew up in it.
And then I got there, and my dad dropped me off, and he took me to Eddie Bauer, and they said, these coats are rated to -65. And I said, why would anyone need a coat rated to -65?
Yeah. It's the fucking wind that
It was horrible. Yeah. I mean, no, the school, I had a great time, and I made amazing friends, and I fell in love for the first time, and I made a lot of student films, and it was heaven. I had an acting teacher that changed my life. And
what was your summer camp experience? But it lasted 4 years, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yes, except more straight boys to compete with.
Oh, bummer. Yeah.
The ratios.
And they were like, there's athletes and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't see them too much. But,
At Northwestern, probably not too
yeah,
many.
there was only.
Should they have like a good rowing team or something?
I'm sure they had a handsome rowing team.
Yeah, the super strapped deltoids.
They do
back.
those things with a crew. Yeah.
Crew.
Like in the Facebook movie.
Oh, Social Network.
Social Network.
One of the
movie.
coolest.
What was that movie with
scenes.
Rob Lowe with rowing?
Yes, I fucking love it. He has sex with his friend's mother.
Yes. What's that
I
movie?
Love that movie. That really hit home for me.
You guys are
when
going to
I
have
was
to, maybe one of you guys
I'll
can
check it
Google
out.
it.
Monica fact checks the whole episode, and we do it live. So everything you say that's erroneous, we will expose you. And mostly it's just me.
So she'll go
It's
back
okay.
to the opus and go,
She'll
that's
listen
wrong.
to it. Yeah.
Yep.
So she'll go, oh, you guys talk.
What's it called?
Fuck
Oxford
yes.
Blues.
Yes.
That was what my sister loves movies and those 80s movies, and she would have all her VHS tapes labeled, and they were all the gold standard 16 Candles, Weird Science, Pretty in Pink, everything
The
John
Pantheon.
Hughes, the Pantheon,
Yeah.
But Oxford Blues was in the rotation, and so I
that's
always
great.
saw Rob Lowe rowing and banging that guy.
I might though be mixing up the storyline between that and was he in a movie called Class? and that's where he had sex with the
Oh,
friend's
you're right.
mother.
In the elevator.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
yeah.
Can you fact check that? In
Rob,
which
can
movie
you-
does Rob Lowe bang someone's mom in an elevator?
Yeah, which at my age, I was like, this is a great fantasy.
Do you remember seeing the first movie where you were like, I should not be watching this, and I'm feeling things in my loins for the first time?
I can tell you two things. One, my grandfather took me to 10 when it came out, and I was 5. He also took me to Scarface when I was like 6, and they cut a guy up in the fucking shower with a chainsaw, and I was like, oh my goodness, humans behave this way? Like the world got so scary for me. But the thing that I'll say that is funniest is my dad had one porno, Insatiable. And my brother, who was 5 years older than me, he would watch it regularly when my dad was out of the house. And I would come downstairs and I would see this porno at like 10 years old, and it looked like a homicide to me. It was so scary and weird. It looked like that they were killing somebody. And that's my argument for like, you don't have to worry too much about kids. Like when they come online, they come online. Until
Right.
they do, it's just the grossest, weirdest thing.
I remember a babysitter taking us to see Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, sure.
And she was a beautiful babysitter.
of course.
They always
For the sake of this story.
No, she was. She was really beautiful. Well, I think she was really beautiful, period. But also, I, at the time, thought she was the most beautiful girl in the world. So we go to see Revenge of the Nerds, and that scene where he has sex in the funhouse with Betty, wearing the Darth Vader mask.
Yeah, and they're saying like, we've got Muff or something like that, right?
He says something like, all those jocks think about is sports, but all us nerds think about is sex, or something like that.
Yeah. Like that's their secret weapon.
Well, because he has this Darth Vader mask on.
Yeah.
Betty, I think her name was Betty.
Uh-huh.
She didn't know. She thought she was having sex with her handsome jock.
Again, today that movie comes out.
Yeah, that's a little
so
dicey.
unethical,
Oh,
right?
dude. We were
It's
just
like the-
we were mentioning the other day how wrong Revenge of the Nerds is. Like they put these hidden cameras in the sorority house, and they're all sitting around all day watching the sorority girls
They're
shower.
screaming, we have Muff or we have Beaver or whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah, I think it's time for a re-examination of Revenge of the Nerds.
And just the notion, that they tricked a girl who thought she was fucking the jock. And then we're all like, yay, you did it. She deserves it.
but here's the best parts. I felt
Horny? Yeah,
I really.
sure. Let's call it what it was.
It's one of the first times in my life I was like, oh my God, what are
Yeah.
these feelings?
Yes.
And for all intents and purposes, in my mind, I was on a date
Sure, of course you are.
with this
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
blonde babysitter.
Yeah.
So we go into like a Rite Aid or a CVS next door to the movie theater after the movie. And I remember thinking, I need to find something in the store that will impress her and tell her that this
Sure.
is what I want.
Uh-huh.
Now she-
And that you're manly probably
Yeah, exactly.
too, right? Yeah, like a razor or something.
no, dude, I head to the hardware aisle.
Oh,
And I remember, I'll never forget this as long as I live. There was a battery. It was like not.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
wasn't
They
a-
used to sell them a lot. They were like
wasn't-
lantern batteries.
Right.
Yep.
God, you're
Two
good.
springs on the top.
Exactly.
Yep.
Smaller than a car battery.
They were everywhere back then. Yeah.
So I see that, and my brain, I have no idea what it was.
Of course not.
And she comes, she goes, "What are you doing in the hardware aisle? We have to go. What are you doing?" And I go, "You see this?"
Oh my goodness.
And this is all because I think this is going to make her go, you know what? Age restrictions be gone.
Yes, you're
I
a
am,
man.
This is a man I'm with.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking that
The mind of a young boy.
I'm thinking
Boys.
that she's thinking, I'm not attracted to this little boy yet. But if he were into something manly,
Yes.
like let's say a lantern battery,
Exactly. If you needed to illuminate an area.
I honestly remember even trying to make my voice a little lower. I want you to see this. I go, this is what I want for my birthday.
For my
Oh no! You couldn't even buy it in the moment. You couldn't even.
It's like you're
purchase
both
it.
trying to be manly and
didn't
asking for a present for your birthday, which is
Yeah.
so like
Right.
a little
No,
kid thing to do.
I didn't have any.
I want
even have
this.
I didn't have any money on me. I was a
Sure.
little boy.
Sure, sure.
But in
Right,
my
right,
mind,
right.
she was thinking like, "Fuck, this guy's manly."
Absolutely.
He wants
God knows what'll hook up
I
to this
don't think I've
thing.
ever told that story to anyone. So you're there. You go.
I
There's an
appreciate that.
exclusive.
Yeah. My very first sexual thought or feeling was I walked to school in elementary school, and I would pass this very big rock that was at the corner of two roads every day. And I had a dream where I got my first boner. And in my dream, I just was walking by that rock, and I had this boner, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I grinded myself up against this rock.
fucked the rock.
I humped a rock.
Yeah.
And I woke up with this nagging boner. And I just was like so confused by the whole thing because probably I was humping my mattress, I'm guessing, while I was asleep. So I woke up with some strange feelings down there. And then I would walk by that rock in real life that I had the sex dream
shy?
about. And I would just try to channel the feeling I had in the dream, but I couldn't. It was just a rock in real life. But I would stare at it like, why aren't I getting that feeling?
I thought you were saying that you were like shy around the rock.
I brought the rock flowers.
You know another funny masturbation story, comma. I was a kid actor and I was up for Born on the 4th of July.
Okay.
Now,
Tom Cruise.
Now, in the movie Born on the 4th of July, if you recall, you follow young Tom Cruise through several areas of his childhood before he's Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what age they switched to real Tom Cruise, but let's say teen years, I'm sure, or whatever. There was a masturbation period of his life and where Tom's character figured out exactly what we're saying, where he's humping everything. He's humping a tree. He's humping a basketball. And I got callbacks for this. I did this in front of Oliver Stone. And
my goodness.
I had to act like I was masturbating.
And you're a child.
I was a child pretending to masturbate in front of Oliver Stone. And I'm going,
Of all people, too.
I remember the lines were like, oh God, I'm so, because he is very religious. He's like, I'm so sorry, but it just feels so good. And he was like asking God for forgiveness while he was masturbating and humping a tree.
You're still off book. That's so impressive.
If you're a director hiring me, I just want you to know how long I hold on to the lines.
But when I'm now looking at you, my first thought was like, you playing young Tom Cruise doesn't whatever. But then I go, no, you guys have almost the same nose, right?
Well, I didn't have this nose at the time.
Oh.
This came later.
Okay.
If you look at me at like 12, I had a little button nose.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
I
a
had the
half-breed.
cutest-
My dad is Eastern European Jewish, but my mom was Protestant. So that's why I have blue eyes but a larger nose. I'm
What's
sort of a
the
half-breed.
Yiddish word? Shiksa
goddess, yeah.
She was a shiksa?
Shiksa goddess, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I didn't get this nose till 9th grade.
Yeah, when you pissed when it came in?
I tell Monica this all the time. If I
just
could,
kept growing.
If I could relive any year of my life over and over again, it'd be 7th grade. There was one year where I was like, I'm killing it.
Yeah.
I look
Fire.
great.
And then all of a sudden,
little button nose.
And all of a sudden you're like, why is that still growing?
Yeah, we're good. We got enough nose. We can stop now.
Hey, brain. We're good with nose.
Yeah.
We should compare caricatures that have been drawn of us over the years.
Well, I would
bet
like
they're the
to
exact
see
same.
how we compare in high school, like 9th grade. I was so fucking gangly and weird looking in 9th grade. It was a very rough stretch. But anyways, you leave Northwestern.
Yeah.
We get a degree in what?
Film. It was a Bachelor of Arts in radio, television, film.
Okay. And you made a student film, I assume.
Yeah, I did.
Is it good or is it bad?
I think it's pretty good. It's pretentious as fuck.
Yeah.
As all good student films should be.
Yeah.
If you're a student film and it's not pretentious, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Are
you able to forgive yourself for that kind of thing?
I wince a lot at old stuff I've done, but I was obsessed with Jean-Pierre Jeunet at the time. His most famous movie is Amélie. He made a movie when I was in college called Delicatessen. And
yes, I've seen that. That's a great movie.
And City of Lost Children. And there was like these.
Oh yeah,
they're like it's like French Terry Gilliam.
Yes.
I learned who he was in film school. So when I look back at my student film, I go, this looks like a student filmmaker who's obsessed with Jean-Pierre Jeunet and is trying to make his own City of Lost Children delicatessen film. But I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I applied and got a grant to make it, and
I'm envious that you studied that because I did anthropology and then I had some electives to burn before graduation where I was like I could take anything I wanted, and I took some film history classes at UCLA. And they have a nitro projector, and all of a sudden I'm watching Casablanca and a nitro print and all this, and I'm going, holy fuck, I could have done this for 4 years. What was it? Like I didn't have the balls to try, to just go, well, my degree is going to be mind you, anthro degree is worthless as well, but I just had a hard time going like,
wait, so how did you get, where in your life did you get punked then?
I didn't get punked till I was like 28 years old.
Oh, so this is when you were...
I was here for 10 years auditioning for tampon commercials before.
Did you get any? Why were you in a tampon commercial?
Well, it seemed to be
you're
what
the boyfriend?
Yeah.
You're the boyfriend who's like, honey, you're
we
bleeding.
gotta go canoeing. No, it's always...
honey, you're bleeding all over the living room.
Again. Ugh.
No, I think the husband, the boyfriend
Use this.
Just wad up your sock. No, I think...
Honey, again?
It's always the boyfriend's always...
I guess you're not pregnant.
The boyfriend's always putting a backpack on. And he's like, honey, we're late for the canoe trip. Like he's always inciting some super adventurous.
Water-based.
It's always water based.
Yep.
Honey, we're gonna go swimming in the clear blue water.
Yeah, I probably only auditioned for one or two of those, but I like to say that and diarrhea medicine. Those were what my specialties is going in on those. But yeah, in the interim, I had gone to UCLA and went through the groundlings and did all that stuff.
Got it.
Yeah. So you come out here immediately after Northwestern?
I came out here immediately after Northwest. No, I went to New York.
Okay.
I went to New York, and then I got cast in a production of Macbeth with Alec Baldwin and Angela Bassett. And
You have a horseshoe up your ass.
what are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You just went back to New York and you got cast with all those people.
Well, I was going to.
I don't care if you're the most brilliant actor alive.
I was going to continue.
Very
I was going to continue bragging about the cast. Liev Schreiber,
okay.
Michael C. Hall,
Do you say Schreiber or Shriver?
Liev Schreiber. Is it Ver or Burr? Liev Schreiber.
It sounds weird.
It's Burr.
Okay.
Double
Okay.
check.
I think
Okay.
Liev Schreiber.
B.
What?
I think
I think it's a V.
Can you just Google that, please?
He'll
Is
figure
it two
it out.
V's though?
No, it's
Liev
B.
and Shiver?
It's B.
Oh, maybe
It is B.
Uh-oh,
Thank you.
we're
I would
wrong.
Northwestern.
Be, well, no, I just know the guy, so it'd be weird if I'm pronouncing
That'd be
his
embarrassing.
name forever.
Yeah. Who else?
So Michael C. Hall,
Yeah. Dexter.
Dexter.
fame. Yeah. We love him.
Liev, Alec Baldwin, Angela Bassett.
Abe Lincoln.
No, there was somebody else who
George Washington.
who's famous.
Albert Einstein.
Anyway. Oh, George C. Wolfe, who you might not know, but is a mega theater director, directed it. And this was that's the first part I got.
Yeah. How can you not say that that's a horseshoe up your ass? That's fucking incredible.
It was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, you're a good actor, but that's nuts kind of.
I'll tell you one thing. I had a great Shakespearean acting teacher at Northwestern.
Oh, okay.
And so I came out with some.
A sharp sword.
I just really liked it and embraced it. And I had, it's like Dead Poet Society when you have that teacher that just opens your eyes and you're like, oh my God, I get Eureka, I get it.
Yeah.
And he did that for me with Shakespeare. So when I came out and was dropped into New York and auditioning for things, when they needed the young looking
Tom Cruise.
the young Tom Cruise who was going to beat off on the tree, I was kind of like sprinting out of the gate out of college. So, I mean, I don't know why I'm trying to rationalize my own great part I got.
I don't know.
I mean, you're causing me to rationalize why I got a good role. I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying it's a very fortunate turn of
It was.
events.
It was.
Right?
It was a big deal. I prayed for it. I would walk by the Public Theater on Lafayette in New York and like give the building energy. I was like doing anything I could to get it.
to will it.
Yeah, I was
And so
willing.
you got that, and you did that play.
I did that play. It was the other thing that was really cool about it was all those people, and it was only in a 300-seat theater at the Public. And that was really a great experience because there was some great actors in it. And Liev in particular is one of the greatest American theater actors there is. So watching him was educational.
He's also a bull, which I like about him.
How so?
He's a beast of a man. He's a strong fucking Eastern European descent.
Yeah.
Badass.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
And he's such a good actor. And if you ever get a chance, if you're listening to this, we're recording, right?
No, we're going to hit record in about 10 minutes.
If you ever get a
I'm just
chance.
trying to warm you
Would you
up.
be so pissed if he was like, fuck?
That's
if
my
you ever get a
joke
chance
on
to-
set all the time. They did not hit record. We're going to go again.
Anyway, he's great to see in theater, and I learned a lot from him. That was my first job I was out of school. Then I got an indie. Greg Berlanti cast me in an indie movie about gay boys.
Okay. And you were one of the gay boys.
I was one of the gay boys, Tim Oliphant, and
Oh, I love him too.
loved Tim Oliphant.
Did you make out with boys?
It was implied that I had gay sex on ketamine.
Special K.
Special K.
Cat tranquilizer.
Yeah.
It's a great ride.
Or
if you're-
horse
If you want to
tranquilizer.
wake up 6 hours later and not know what happened. I can't recommend it. If you like amnesia, you're going to fucking love Special K.
Well, my character in the piece.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Don't you hate it when actors say my piece? The piece?
I'm particularly.
Or you know what I hate it when
person.
actors go, when the actors talk about their character in the third person?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
well, she's a very...
fake person that doesn't exist, so
I
you can
hate-
stop talking about them as if.
Well, let me tell you about Jerry. He's...
Jerry. He's so funny because at first you think, oh, this guy's gorgeous. Like they're describing themselves.
I just got to love him. Like when they talk about a third person, like there's
Yes.
something and then once I found him, I just got to love him.
Yeah, you have to love the characters you're playing. So yeah, when I played Jeffrey Dahmer, I had to find a way to love
Don't
him.
you hate, like when you see when you have to do those junkets and you have to talk for 2
Ad
days,
nauseum.
yeah, 2 days straight, and you can never watch it back because there's things you said an hour 48. You're like, oh my god, I sound like such a douche.
Well, my big issue with it is I feel so fraudulent after I answered the exact same question the exact same way for the 5th time, but I am selling it as if it's the first time. I go, you are such a fraud.
Yeah, it's so
everyone's
fake.
going to see this.
And you put a giggle in, like, oh, there's a funny anecdote I just told 11 other people.
So you get out to you have a little theater stint, and I don't mean to belittle it by using the word little, but
feels
you
like
have
you
a
did.
very, very successful ride
Feels like you added little
on
to it.
Broadway.
Yeah.
And then what makes
Off
you go
Broadway,
out, go to California?
A girl.
Okay.
It's always a girl.
It's always a girl. Not in my case, but yeah.
I went to Sundance with this Greg Berlanti movie called The Broken Hearts Club. And there I met a girl that I was head over heels. It was like love at first sight. I was infatuated with her.
Was this Bonnie?
No, this
Okay.
Bonnie was the next girlfriend.
My 9th girlfriend.
No, Bonnie was my first girlfriend post this girl.
Okay.
And she was here. I was there. I had no money. My parents loaned me $5,000 to buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out here and bought a used Nissan 240 SX.
Oh, that's a good pick.
It was perfect.
Yeah. It's not nerdy. It's very dependable. I highly recommend that car. Rear-wheel drive. Very strange configuration.
And it was stick,
Yeah.
which I love driving.
Yeah, because it'll give you a little more get up and go with that small
And
engine.
it really was a great car.
Yeah. I really approve of that
No,
choice.
I've never had a conversation.
kinda
I know
good-
you're very auto knowledgeable.
Yes.
And I like that you can appreciate the Nissan 240 SX. I sound like I'm doing an ad for it, but you'd have to find one that was of the vintage I
Maybe
had.
they'll sponsor us.
Oh, I would love
Oh,
that.
Nissan 240 SX only. That's
Yeah,
only
just
responsible.
that
The car
model.
that hasn't been made in 20
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
It was a great car.
Yeah, and then they made, not that you care, but then they made a model based on that, only available in Japan, which was the Highline, the something, right? It doesn't matter. It was a big drifting car.
You know your
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So I moved out here. I was waiting tables at a place called Le Colonial. It was a French Vietnamese restaurant on the corner of Robertson and Beverly. It's now the Leica store.
Oh, okay.
You know where that Leica store is on Beverly?
I don't.
Okay. Well,
I never go
if you're-
west of Western.
Okay. Well, if you're in Hollywood and you see a Leica store, well, actually, it's probably the only Leica store in Hollywood. That's what West Hollywood. That's what it was. It was a beautiful restaurant, very fancy. It's what
This is
inspired.
basically
Yeah.
what's in the beginning
The
of,
movie.
of
Exactly.
Garden State.
Yes, sir. Wow,
Yeah.
you wove that well, like a good host. It is exactly the beginning of Garden State, and that was my experience there. And to tie it even more beautifully together, the African American gay man who is yelling at me as my manager is the famous theater director George C. Wolfe that I asked to do a cameo in
Oh,
the movie.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Did you really have to wear makeup while you
No,
were
and
serving?
I didn't wear an earpiece, but we did wear beige tunics, and I did get yelled at, and they would say, "If you're late again," and they would hold up headshots because it was something bizarre that happens in Hollywood is people come and they try and get a waiting tables job, and they're actors obviously, and they want to show off that I'm cute, you know, so they drop off their headshot with their resume to try and get the job, and so the manager always had this stack of headshots, and she would say stuff like, "If you're late again, this guy from
That's pretty
Duluth,
good.
Minnesota is getting your job."
Who knows gymnastics
Right.
and karate?
Yeah.
And special skills.
Who knows the conversational
So
Swahili.
how long before arriving in LA before you get Scrubs? Had you done other pilots?
Not since I auditioned for so many things and got nothing. And I was kind of thinking about like, you know, I was second guessing the move out here. The girl and I broke up.
Sure.
And I was waiting tables. I was in that movie, the movie that Greg Berlanti made with the boys, Broken Hearts Club, was out at the Sunset 5. People would come to the restaurant after the movie, and I'd wait on them.
That's not humiliating.
And they'd say, "We just saw your movie," and I'd say, "Oh, thank you." And they go, "You were great." I go, "Thank you so much. Let me tell you about our specials."
Oh.
we have a seared albacore.
It was so awkward.
Uh-huh.
And I would have other experiences where I would like go and like talk to a manager and be like, "Oh, I got this movie at Sundance and we got so much going on." And then that night they'd come in and I'd be like waiting on them and like neither one of us would say anything.
That's nice. It's good to have a little humility like that. And
So I did that, I don't know, like probably like a year.
Okay, and then you got Scrubs.
Yeah.
So you're young when you get Scrubs, right? How old are you? 24 or something?
Yeah, ish.
If you had given me, Dak Shepard, Scrubs at 24,
Yeah.
it would have not been a great thing for me.
You mean partying wise?
Well, just the attention,
Mhm.
the approval, my ego, the money, it would have all been very dangerous for me. How did you manage at 24 being the face on the billboard around town?
I think it was definitely shocking.
Did it get away from you at all?
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of there's people at the time. Well, not early on, but I think when Garden State
Yeah,
hit,
that's a 1-2 punch.
and I
for
had a
the
1-2
ego.
punch, and the ego got. I'm sure there's people around that time that would say I was drunk on the Kool-Aid.
Listen, how can a human not get drunk on the Kool-Aid?
Well, we've all seen people really drunk on the Kool-Aid, and I'm older and wiser now. But yeah, at 25, 6-ish, after the 1-2 punch of those two, I'm sure I was.
Because is your mind now? So see, here's what would happen to me. That would happen. I'm crushing in TV. Then I'd foray into films. That's a darling, critical. Everyone loves it. It's successful. The projecting part of my brain would go, I'm going to be directing Godfather in a couple years. I mean, I would just think it's got to just this trajectory has to continue.
Yeah.
And the only place next is something fucking enormous, right?
Well, that or down, a bomb.
Did you even think that though at the time?
I hadn't had a bomb yet, so I didn't know what it felt like.
But again, a human's just gathering data, right? And the data you're gathering now can be a little misleading.
Yeah, the data I was gathering, and also, by the way, both were preceded by a zillion no's. So I had been auditioning since I was 13, and I hadn't really gotten anything. I got little things, as I mentioned, but Scrubs was like a giant NBC hit.
Yeah.
Then everyone in town passed on my movie. Everyone said, hell no, hell no, hell no. And then we make it, and it goes to Sundance and becomes this mini phenomenon.
Yeah.
And so it was a little extra, even more so, because I was like,
you were vindicated.
I was vindicated.
Yes,
in
which is a
especially-
very dangerous thing for any of us to be.
Yes.
I think that's what happened to M. Night Shyamalan. That's my armchair opinion on that.
What do you mean?
Well, I imagine that he, as all directors do, they fight a lot of battles to get the movie made they want to get made. And then when it turns out to be Sixth Sense, you no longer have to listen to anyone, and that's not a great place for any of us to be.
That's very wise, I think. I think I quickly did. I didn't have that experience for long, because then I made a movie I was so proud of, and it didn't do well. And it was
one?
The Last Kiss.
Oh, but you didn't direct that movie, did you?
No, a lot of
But
people
you
think I did, but I didn't.
I didn't think that. It doesn't have the signature ZB.
Well, Tony
fingerprint.
Goldwyn directed it. I did do some writing on Paul Haggis. It was an Italian adaptation. Paul Haggis did the adaptation before he was Paul Haggis, and Tony Goldwyn directed it. I did the soundtrack, and I was the lead. And I really believed in it, and it was my first big ass piece of humble pie.
Yeah, that's it's a unique experience. I've had it several times.
Yeah, it sucks.
Tell me, walk me through.
Walk me through the pain.
Walk me
That's
through
what this is about.
Saturday morning, because by Saturday morning you go and you convince yourself in that moment that everyone in the world's aware of your failure. At least I do.
I had done so much in that movie too, because this was right at the beginning of.
Who was your co-star in that?
The most famous, known names were Casey Affleck and Jacinda Barrett and Rachel Bilson.
Yes, it was. So it was you and Rachel Bilson, right? It was a love story
and
between you two.
And Blythe Danner was in it, and Tom.
Winston Churchill, Abraham Lincoln,
Tom Wilkinson, sorry.
Enrique Fermi,
Liev Schreiber with a B.
But it's a love story between you and.
Well, here's the thing. It was one of the most popular movies in Italian cinema history in Italy.
Okay.
It was a really honest talk about lust and infidelity, and the Italians could handle it.
Yeah, Americans don't like
They did
infidelity.
not like
We're
the-
very puritanical, you find out.
Well, what we are is, or at least what we were at the time Last Kiss came out, was and in fairness, they marketed it as like a romantic comedy, but it was a pretty raw look at male lust and infidelity. My character cheated on his pregnant girlfriend with Rachel Bilson.
Okay.
And
Women don't like that?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was in just like the Italian version. It was fine to fucking hate the character.
Sure, you were
but in more of an Italian way, they were able to hate their protagonist at the time, and an American audience was like, "Thank you for the giant fight I got in with my girlfriend on the way home."
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I usually
This wasn't Garden
I don't have to
State.
pay $15 to fight my wife.
This wasn't a love story where you walk off with Natalie Portman. This was like a gritty, horrible conversation on lust and infidelity. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Dick.
No, but you hadn't written it and you hadn't directed it. So is any part of you, at least at that moment, your ego's still salvageable, I imagine, because you're going, okay, so acting wise, maybe I can't open that movie. But when I do my thing, when I write it and I direct it, I bet I'm still in the saddle.
The problem was not a problem, but the conundrum was that I was on Scrubs, so I didn't really have time to be writing and directing.
That is one thing I'm really curious about.
Movies
is that Garden State was so successful in so many ways.
Yeah.
My assumption on the outside was that you had to have been given the keys to the kingdom at that point.
I were, but believe it or not, and I'm sure you can relate to this, they were all the exact same movie. They were all like, if you want to make a movie about a guy who comes home for a funeral, here's 35 of them. I really remember one having a plane crash in it. It was like literally like the same movie.
Yeah.
And because I was contracted to be on the show, and the show was really doing well.
Yeah.
So I did.
You guys did a lot, like 24 episodes a year or something?
22-ish, and for 9 years.
Right.
Whereas Garden State had been locked and loaded and ready to go, like set up 1 year, shot the
on
next
a hiatus,
year, released. It had all been strategically done. Whereas starting from scratch on
getting something
like
off the ground,
I could never. I suppose I could have. I just could never find my footing with it.
And could you feel in that moment?
I tried to adapt something. I had this adaptation I did. I was working on, and I had plenty that I was trying to get set up, and I would get them set up. I once had this movie that was an adaptation of a Danish film, and I at one point had Sean Penn and Michelle Williams in it. And it was all
Jesus.
It was all happening, and then of course, like so many movies do, it all fell apart.
Yeah.
And so it was.
And could you feel the clock ticking? Like, oh man, the further I get away from Garden State, the less easy this is going to get.
Of course, because in this town there isn't much interest in what you did 2 years ago.
No. That's true. That's absolutely true.
So I was aware of that, but thank God, and I was lucky enough to be on this popular show.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like I was.
No,
like,
your
it's not like I was.
safety net was pretty goddamn nice.
Well, yeah, and I loved the show. I mean, I wasn't trying to escape the show. I loved the show, but I was a little bit mind fucked and kind of tangled in knots about how to make another movie that I'd written. And
did you have any fear of like, it's like a band that makes a great first album.
Of course.
They've been writing that album their whole life, and then they have a year to make the next one.
Of course. So, well, that's kind of what happened when I finally did make my sophomore effort, was Wish I Was Here. And, I felt it was totally a sophomore album kind of thing in that you're trying to, in a very different era, make something that has a lot of what people liked about what was working.
Connective tissue,
but also say, hey, it's this many years later. I'm going to make something. I'm older. The audience is what audiences like is different. I'd like to bring in more people to this fold. And I just tried to do a dance of all of that, and I think tripped on myself.
Yeah. So I have to imagine there's a ton of comfort. Like Chips did poorly financially, but I can walk away going, I did make the movie I was dying to see. Yeah. And that really helps.
I felt that way.
That helps the blow.
Yeah.
For me. So did you walk away from
Wish I Was Here? I did. I was really bummed about it because it did not do well. But and critics did not like it.
No.
But I can understand some of the critique of it. But I definitely felt like you just said about Chips. Like, I feel if I had nothing to do with that, I would love it.
That's all you can do.
And the greatest thing ever happened to me. Can I tell you?
Yeah, please.
Larry David came up to me.
Okay.
In a restaurant. And I go, oh my God, he's headed towards me.
Oh boy.
And he's a hero of mine.
Sure.
Especially when it comes to comedy.
He's
writing.
replaced for us.
The other guy.
Yeah.
Whose name was.
Yeah.
And he goes, and there's no inkling in my brain that thinks he's going to know who I am.
Of course not.
And he starts to talk to me, and
he says, how's your wife, Kristen Bell?
You wish. that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's called a callback joke.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
He says, that movie, Wish I Was Here? You wrote that?
Come on.
And I go, yeah, with my brother Adam, I did. He goes, really? You wrote that? And it was like the nicest thing that came.
Yeah.
And then he smiled. He's like, that was a good movie. And he smiled, and I was like, you know what? Even though no one saw the movie, Larry David liked it, and I feel okay.
Yeah, that as silly as it is, things like that can help.
And of all things, he was complimenting the writing of it. He wasn't saying like anything other than like you were good in that movie, or he was like saying this. One of my favorite writers was saying with shock, you wrote that?
Yeah. Do you want to hear my one that's just like that?
Let's brag.
Let's brag to each other.
Let's brag to each other since we like each other's work.
Yeah, my all time biggest crush in life is Brad Pitt.
Me too.
I just fucking love him.
Yeah,
I could go on for hours about it. Kristen and I go to the Academy Awards a few years ago, and I'm walking back to the seat. I've gone pee, and as I pass Kristen, she starts pulling really chaotically on my leg, and she goes, "He's talking to you. He's talking to you." And I go, "What?" Because my back is to the rows further down from us. I go, "What?" Brad Pitt is talking to you. I turn around. Brad Pitt is standing up in his row, and he goes, "We loved your movie." And I go, "What?" Because in that moment, I sincerely forgot that I've made Hit and Run. I forget I made a movie. And he goes, "We love, and he makes the heart sign, your movie.
That's amazing.
And I have never been more elated by something. And then I sit down in my seat.
And you were giddy like a schoolgirl.
No, you're going to love the punchline of this. The second I sit down, the show resumes, and it's the in memory. How do you say that word?
Memoriam.
In memoriam, right?
And you got
I'm smiling ear to ear to the point where Kristen goes, honey, they might cut to us. Stop smiling. And I'm like, I fucking can't. Did you see Brad Pitt?
push your face down.
I'm like going through, it's too good to be true. I'm thinking he might be talking about Garden State. I mean, who knows I just can't believe it. And then as we're leaving, we leave early, and I just bend down him and I go, I just can't tell you how much that compliment means to me. And he goes, buddy, we fucking laughed our asses off about that movie. And I was just, no matter what had happened after that, I was like, this is a big, big win in my life.
I love him too, by the way. In the spirit of things we have in common, I feel like it's weird to say he's underrated because he's not underrated by anyone, but I think that he's so talented.
He really is. And you can't.
I love, like, Seven's one of my favorites.
Oh my God.
So
when he calls her a
good.
dingleberry, I just love. You remember he calls Gwyneth Paltrow a dingleberry?
I don't, but I remember just like how amazing that scene with Morgan Freeman at their dinner table.
That's when he's called. Yeah, that's the moment. And he's super embarrassed that the L train's going by and it's really close to the apartment.
And it's just such a. I mean, the movie has so many good things in it, but that scene was he was just so natural and great in that movie.
And he allowed himself to play really embarrassing because he's really eager, right? And he goes, no, this guy's probably at home fucking jerking off in his grandma's underpants, and he's such a dork. Like he lets himself be such a dork in that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
and he's so hot.
So
He's so
hot.
fucking hot. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I would kiss him sincerely.
I literally had a picture of him in Fight Club on my gym wall
as inspiration.
Yeah.
That actually would make me leave the gym. I'm like, well, that's unobtainable. I think I'll just.
It's been a running joke with my trainer. Like, I'm just like, I point to his abs in Fight Club, and he's like, dude, you're gonna have to really change your life if you want that. Like, that's a lot of work. And I'm like, well, can I do like half that?
So my last Garden State question is, so one thing I was jealous and resentful about you was that you were taking the Dak Shepard role. There was no chance for me to work because they already had one in Scrubs. And then the only thing that ever equaled my love for Brad Pitt is my love for Natalie Portman. I had a photo of her on my toolbox.
Yeah.
I thought my heart would fucking tear open when I watch her.
Yeah, me too.
And then you got her in your movie.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, this guy
You must have hated me. I'm lucky you didn't kill me.
I did. I was like, he's with my girlfriend.
Yeah, I felt the same way about her.
It's just walk me through. And I would have gone into that with just thinking, if this movie doesn't wrap with me dating her, I have failed.
Well, she was dating Gael Garnell.
She could be dating fucking Burt Reynolds. Nothing would have convinced me that anything short of dating her would have been a failure.
I honestly, of course, I had such a crush on her. My whole life, I saw her do Diary of Anne Frank on Broadway, and during the curtain call, I swear that we made eye contact, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. We're in love now."
That's like getting horny at Schindler's List, like the Seinfeld episode. To be attracted to Anne Frank.
Sorry, I didn't. I wasn't horny for Anne Frank. She was. Her acting was so amazing, and she was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we probably didn't make eye contact, but she looked at me, and I in my mind, and I was like, "Oh, that's it." I never even told Natalie that story, but. I never thought that she would say yes. When you're having those casting meetings, you say, it was always like someone like Natalie Portman. It was like, you always give, when you're a director, you're always giving archetypes to producers and casting directors, and someone in the spirit of Natalie Portman. Now, you sort of like do kind of like a Natalie Portman, kind of like a Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh at this, but I was doing Shakespeare in the Delacorte Theater in New York City on a hiatus from Scrubs,
with Liev Schreiber.
A production of Twelfth Night. With a lot of cool people. And actually, interestingly enough, total side note, the guy who was my scene partner in so many of my scenes was Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, wow.
And then he had to drop out of the play because he broke his leg. And David Harbour
Oh my God.
took his part.
He's my favorite.
And so that was that moment. And then my whole career, I've thought, where is Sterling K. Brown? That guy is so talented. And I remember him even broke his leg in that production of 12th Night. And man, why is no one hiring Sterling
John
K.
Wilkes
Brown?
Booth did.
He figured it out.
No, he broke his leg on stage.
No, he didn't break it on stage.
Oh, like not jumping from the balcony after shooting Lincoln?
No, he didn't shoot Lincoln and jump on the stage.
Okay. Sorry. So
Anyway,
you're doing that play.
That's my bizarre David Harbour.
Isn't that
Sterling-
encouraging?
It is because the cream rises to the crop. If you're as good as Sterling K. Brown, it may take some time and it might be frustrating as fucking hell. But if you're Sterling K. Brown good, you're going to work and you might not be as successful as Sterling K. Brown is currently, but you're going to work.
Yeah, well, similarly, I came up through the whole Groundlings with Melissa McCarthy. She and I
Never
were
heard of her.
Good buddies. We had a terrible comedy troupe that no one came to see our shows, and then she gets Gilmore Girls, and she's just kind of like the fourth lead. She's not doing the things she can do, and I'm like, God, this is a weird blessing and a curse because she's good and she's getting a paycheck, but God, no one even knows. And then it happens, and it's like, oh, thank fucking God! If she had gone unwitnessed, that would have been tragic.
Yeah.
So Natalie Portman. We love her.
Someone tells me, or I realized that Natalie was at the same theater, the Delacorte Theater, which is Shakespeare in the Park, doing, I believe it was the Seagull, and had literally been in these same dressing rooms. And I thought, this is my in. So I sat in the dressing room on it because when it rains at Shakespeare in the Park, the show's off.
Okay.
So
you're like roofers. You got the day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's raining, and I'm sitting in my dressing room going, I'm guessing the show's off. This is the time to write my Natalie letter. So I write her a very heartfelt letter saying, I'm sitting in what was your dressing room at the Delacorte Theater in the middle of Central Park, and I wrote this script, and I know it's the biggest long shot in the world, but please read it. I would love nothing more than for you to consider it. I get it to her, and
how do you get it to her?
Get it to the right agent. I mean, I had an agent at the I was with.
But you got to woo her agent, right? Because a lot of people are writing her letters.
Right, but I think we were at the same agency, and I was on Scrubs already, so I think that people were taking my calls.
Yeah, okay. Still, she's like, she's really
Portman.
at that point too. She's like his sweet spot of her career.
Right.
Yeah,
but I also kind of got a sense that she was looking to do something totally opposite than Star Wars,
right?
To
good timing,
to offset all that.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's over. I'm back in LA. And they said, Natalie wants to meet you for lunch.
Mm.
So I met her at, what was that place across from?
Arby's?
You met Natalie Portman at Arby's.
Natalie wants to meet you at Arby's.
That would be the best story ever told.
Natalie wants to meet you at Arby's in the back booth. She'll be having a roast beef, a double roast beef.
Yeah, beef and cheddar with extra horsey sauce.
By the way, are there any Arby's left?
There is.
There's one on Sunset.
Yep, on Sunset. Yeah, I have
next to the Home Depot.
I have an obsession with Arby's, but
yeah, you bring it up a lot.
I do, and I'd spend all the
Jon
movies.
Stewart used to do a whole thing about Arby's.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I think he hated Arby's.
I challenged Chuck Norris to a fight at Arby's on a talk show one time, just like into camera while I was shooting something, whatever. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. So she wants to meet you at
where?
Arby's.
Yeah.
What's the name of that restaurant across from the Ivy? I think it's gone now, but it was a health food restaurant.
No idea.
Newsroom.
Oh, Newsroom Cafe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Natalie wants. I think she's a health food nut.
That sounds like her.
Yeah.
That's
Newsroom.
in keeping with my
Newsroom
idea.
on Robertson.
Yeah.
And we had a great conversation. We hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't have been sweeter. And we just clicked. And I said, look, we don't have any frills. We're going to make this movie in 25 days. I know you're used to fancier stuff. We're not going to have too much fancy stuff. But if you're down to do this, I think you'd be amazing. And she was driving cross country with a friend to go to Harvard.
Wow.
So she left and she got in the car. And I went, I think
So sexy, by the way.
driving cross
Harvard?
country to go to Harvard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's a
that she
good
decided
sentence.
like at the height to fucking go to Harvard.
What's more amazing than you're a beautiful movie star and you're like, you know what? I'm going to take some time off and go to Harvard.
Yeah, I'm also smart as fuck, so I need to
Yeah.
also nurture that. I got to
Should
water
hate her.
that plant.
So she said, yeah. So then I said, oh my goodness, she's driving cross country. Am I going to have to wait so long to hear if she says yes or no? And like within like a couple of hours, her agent said she loved the meeting she's in. She
Oh
wants to do
man,
it.
how exciting!
So that was really cool.
And then during the filmmaking process, do you fall in love with her?
Well, first,
I mean, you already
there was a
were.
cool
I
story.
guess it's a
There was a cool story where Peter
rhetorical
Sarsgaard and I we had no time for rehearsal, and she was at Harvard. So I called Peter Sarsgaard and I said, "Do you want to go up to Harvard with me? Because Natalie can't really leave Harvard. So
Yeah.
why don't me and you go up to
So
Harvard?"
romantic. It's like a Mike Nichols movie now.
It is, and there was we were talking about those rowers earlier. There's like you go up to Harvard. There's like those rowers in the
the
river.
rip backs.
And Natalie, Peter Sarsgaard and I went out partying at Harvard.
Ah, how fun!
And they don't have fraternities, but they have like these society clubs or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
social network.
Like the social network.
Yeah.
So I remember
Skull and Bones.
I remember we were out drinking at those things, and then we hung out in her apartment and read through the movie, like sitting like on the floor
with buzzes.
with hangovers.
Oh, hangovers. The
Or at least I
following
had a
day.
hangover. I don't know if they did.
But and there's no point during the process of making the movie where you're like, I'm pretty sure she's fallen in love with me because that would be
No.
me. No, never once.
To be honest, I know you want a different answer to this, but I really was. I couldn't believe. I was so.
You were super professional, it sounds like.
Of course, but also I was so in shock that she said yes.
Yeah.
That I was so professional and so grateful and like holding my heart every time I talked to her. Like I couldn't believe she was there.
Yeah.
And she was so cool and zero diva anything. And we were, we had no money. We made the movie for $2.5 million. The idea of like, oh, today's the day I make my move was not on my radar.
Well, and look, I'm not condoning that you hit on someone that you're directing. I'm only wondering, are you guys having fun and clicking to the point where you start thinking, oh, I think she might be in love with me?
I knew she was dating Gael. What is it? Gael
Garcia
at the time.
I'm not scared of
And
that.
he visited set, so it wasn't
Bring
like,
it on, Garcia.
He's very handsome.
Yeah.
If you're into him, you're not. You're not
very
into our look.
handsome.
I don't know.
It's not many people I can have a conversation with that where I can say you're not into our look.
That's true.
If you're into him,
There's been numerous times while you're telling stories, and especially if you look up to the corner of your eye
Like this?
to remember something,
like this.
I get a
This is my
weird,
famous Scrubs go to a fantasy look like this.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. I do. It's your eyes for me.
You're getting lost in your own eyes, basically.
What I am getting is I think I'm looking at myself occasionally. Have you gotten it all with me? I've got a pretty
I'm rock
big-
hard. Don't get me wrong.
So you're autoerotic. That was my last question. No, but I have a couple times got lost when I see your eyes. I'm seeing my own. Does that happen to you at all while we've been talking?
It's trippy, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have a blonde beard, which I could never grow.
So listen. I'm trying to be respectful of your time, and there's only two more things I really want to talk to you about.
Are you? Do you edit these down, or is America going to hear this whole thing?
People listen to 2 hours.
hear it.
God bless them.
God bless them.
Yeah. It's again, just like I said, you can only make the movie you want to see. I like podcasts that are 2 hours, so I can only make the one I want to hear.
I feel like you and I could talk for days, Dax.
I do too. This has gone very well. I have more things I want to ask you, but I'm gonna.
This is like Reddit AMA. Ask me anything.
I want to tell people, and I pray that they're familiar with this reference, and they're probably not, because not everyone's seen it. But there's a moment in Shaun of the Dead, which is just a spectacular movie. You would agree?
Yes, it's Edgar Wright, right?
Yeah. Where you've been with this group of characters. There's 4 or 5 of them. You know them very well, and they're escaping the zombie apocalypse, and then they come across a group that is identical to themselves. Do you remember that moment? They're like running, and it's exact every archetype as them. It's so funny. So about 10 years ago, I'm in a restaurant in New York City, and I'm with Malin Ackerman and a couple other people. It's like boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. And this restaurant, the way it's laid out is there's booths on one side of the wall, and then there's booths on the other side, and then there's a walkway in between. So it's a mirror image of the booths, right? I'm
Gemma?
I'm sitting in the middle of the booth with my arms out. A waiter passes, and then as the waiter clears frame, I lock eyes with you. You're in the same exact booth across from me with Bill Lawrence. The gender disbursement is identical. Right. You're in the middle like I'm in the middle. And I want to say that maybe is the first time we actually met face to face. I had just had a meeting with Bill Lawrence about doing Fletch, so I knew Bill, but I didn't really know you. But we were sitting in mirror. Do you remember this?
Was
you
it
don't.
Gemma?
I could tell.
Was it that?
It was like a downstairs. You went downstairs into the place.
I vaguely remember.
Okay. It was that moment in Shaun of the Dead where I was like, of course, this is the first time I've ever seen this guy. Of course, he's eating with the exact same people I'm eating with. And of course, we're sitting the exact same in an opposing booths.
That's funny.
It was about as surreal as it gets. And then I said hi to Bill, and then that was really that.
That's funny.
Yeah, I wish you would remember that. My last question is, because I've never been able to answer this for people, and I do get asked this pretty regularly. Because I was on the first season of Punk'd. Yeah. People seem to think I know everything that happened on Punk after I left, which I don't. But I get asked all the time, did Zach Braff punch somebody on Punk'd?
Yeah.
Do you know I get asked that a lot?
I'm not surprised you do.
Do you get asked that a lot?
Yeah, because it's.
Let's start with, did you punch somebody?
No.
Yeah.
No. I tried to.
Okay. That's honest, I think. It's approaching honesty.
Well, there's 2 categories of people.
Okay.
There's people when you just got a brand new car and you've learned that a teenager has tagged and ruined the brand new car. In this case, it was the car that was on a poster in your wall when you were a kid.
Yeah.
A Porsche 911 4S.
Uh-huh.
And there's people that would go, fuck you, man. And there's the second group of people, it was to go, fuck you, man, and then try and punch the person.
Okay, great. I'm in that latter category.
Yeah. So I tried to, but I was so
You're seeing red.
I was seeing red, and I was held back.
Okay. Who are you held back by?
By Donald Faison. Okay. I went on a talk show and sort of exaggerated the story because on Punk'd, they like to use 18-year-olds that looked young.
Yes.
And I told a sort of exaggerated, funny version of this story. So then it became a bit of a meme, like Zach Braff punched a kid on Punk'd.
Okay.
But if you Google it, he was an 18-year-old.
Sure.
I never landed a punch on him.
Okay, great.
I was just wanted to kill him.
Yeah. Okay, well, great.
Fair.
That clears things up. And I feel like I can relay that now to people who ask me, which, again, it happens more often than you would think it does.
Did they ask you because we look alike?
No, just the Punk'd thing.
Oh, because you worked on Punk'd.
Because I was on Punk'd, yeah.
No, they legit convinced me that they had ruined my brand new car, and they got me mad.
Yeah. And at this age, you probably would go, this fucking blows. I have insurance. I don't want to lose my money by punching somebody. Right?
Right. But I wouldn't.
Because you were young. You were 28 then as well, right?
I'd never had anything luxurious in my life. But I had this brand new Porsche I was so proud of. It literally was the picture on my wall when I was a kid.
Yeah. And what are your trappings? Like what is that at cars where you're stuck? Because you got a fucking sweet R8. I don't want to put you on blast, but you have perfect color too. Really good selection.
I like cars, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Do you have more than one car?
I did have a 911 4S for a long time. I just got rid of it.
Okay, so you're just down to the R8.
I'm just down to the R8, yeah.
And if you have to go,
I'm not like a collector like you.
Right. Yeah. I want all of the cars. It could never end. I'll be driving a new car home, and I'll be thinking of another car I want. It's a sickness.
Imagine your car had been tagged by an 18-year-old.
Yeah, you would freak out. Even
oh,
now,
I would.
even today.
Yeah. It would have gone very bad. It would have not been good. So yeah, I'm not the least bit judgmental of your reaction.
Well, no, I don't think I should have acted like that. But I still went. Fuck it, I'm fallible. I'll sign the Ashton Kutcher contract. I was like, all right, I look like an asshole. It's okay.
Yeah, that's good. I like that about you.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of people that, as you know, that didn't sign because they felt they'd look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely went, all right, I look like a douche. But you know what? Fuck it. I deserve to look like a douche.
I applaud that.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, it would probably be hard for me to sign that.
I think it's good for people to be called out when they've been a douche. And they got me good. So I was like, all right, fucking Ashton, here you go. Here's my signature.
You won this round.
You won this round, Ashton.
You should just tag his car.
You know, it's
but
funny.
do it for real.
I realized a little bit towards the end of it that it was fake. That the Punk'd thing was fake. Because they were
acting weird.
They were getting a little too crazy with their performance.
Yes.
And so then I had sort of a eureka moment, and I reached down the car, and with my thumb, I just went like that on the paint, and it came off like it was like that stuff teenagers put on their cars at prom.
Yes.
And I went, oh. And then I went, okay, there's two routes here.
Yes.
There's call this whole thing off as bullshit.
Ruin their whole production.
But as a director, I was like, oh my God, they've spent so much money on this.
Yes.
And they hired these actors, and there's a lot of choreography. I mean, it was an elaborate production.
Yes.
And I remember having that thought, and then I went, all right, and you just yelled at these teenagers. You look like such a douche.
Yeah.
And then...
Wow, this is a very peculiar situation to find yourself in.
Yeah, so what are you doing? Because my conscience for production was like, don't blow their fucking budget by being like, Ashton, fuck you, and give fingers to the fucking vans that you now see.
Yes, and you start noticing, there's a lot of mirrors around this
the second you have the eureka moment,
you feel like a dipshit.
It's like those scenes in the movies. It's like Kaiser Sose being like, like, oh.
Yeah, insert.
So I saw the vans, and I saw all these people that were not acting.
Cables in the ground.
It was the most well-lit fucking parking lot in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, where did Donald go? Because Donald disappeared. Another funny story about Punk that never gets told is that, they shot a whole thing when we're in the liquor store. We walk in, and Donald is the accomplice, right? So we walk in, and the first thing we see is this giant rack of porn magazines. And I go to Donald, like, I pointed at some girl. Like, oh my God, look at this girl. And he goes, man, I don't look at that.
Red flag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, since when do you not look at that?
Yeah, a guy with 26 kids.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So then my brow kind of furrowed. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then he goes, because we were there to get beer because we were playing poker. We had a poker night at his house. We were there to get beer. And he was walking, kind of strutting around the liquor store. And he goes, should we get some Cristal?
Oh.
And I'm like, Cristal? Since when do you drink Cristal?
So funny.
Oh my God.
You don't drink
clue.
You don't drink Cristal?
Yeah.
So he's like, I love Cristal. I'm like, why are you strutting? You're like strutting through the aisles.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like, I was ridiculous.
He code switched on you a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't handle it right. And then when we get out there and I'm fucking screaming at these kids, he disappears.
Oh.
So then that was another clue when I was doing.
Because he would have been. You guys are very good friends.
He's my best friend.
Yeah.
By
the way, I said 27 kids. I just want to clear up. I think that he is one of the greatest guys. I've ever met him a bunch of times.
He literally has. He has six.
He has a
You can
ton
make
of
the
kids,
joke.
though, right?
He has six kids,
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was another clue. It was like, well, where did Donald go? Why would Donald have left?
He popped that Cristal. Duh. And burn all those porno mags so that no one else saw.
He was burning the porno mags so no one could appreciate them, and then pouring Cristal on the fire.
Oh boy, that's great. Well, listen, Zach, as I was about to say,
We've said it all.
We were yes, you've said it all. I do think we are positioned to dislike one another.
I've never felt that. Oh, you're
What?
saying that we're positioned to. Yeah.
Position to, because we look alike and people are constantly saying we look alike. That could easily lead to like, well, fuck, no, I don't. Fuck that guy. Stop talking about Zach
consider
Braff.
going blonder?
Yeah.
Just
You bet.
will you?
I'm growing it out for
I
this
can't
other
do
thing.
anything.
What
am I gonna do?
Don't say that. We could get some high and low lights.
No, but
in
if
there.
you could look more like that picture with the.
Well, I'm also fucking 31 in that picture, and I'm 43 now. It should be going gray soon enough. That'll help.
Well, my beard is totally gray. Yours hasn't gone gray yet.
I have a couple streaks.
Do you find that after you direct a movie, you have more grays?
It's so great you just said that, because after Chips, Chris and I went to go look at a house. We look at this house. We get back in the car. The sunroof happened to be open. I glance in the rearview mirror to go in reverse, and I go, oh my fucking God. I didn't have a single gray hair. And all of a sudden, I had about 100 gray hairs in the top of my head. It really fucking aged
That's
me.
something that happened. I mean, it's funny if you look at Obama like 2 months after the inauguration, he's like full gray. But it's like they showed him the secret shit and he went like gray overnight.
Yeah.
But I feel noticeably after I've directed 3 movies now, and after each one, my beard has gotten, now it's almost all gray.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything after the second, but after Chips, I was full gray.
The stressful ages you.
It really does. And it's not the stress of shooting for me. It's like when you then get back into that editing room and it's time to make something out of it. That's where, to me,
For me, it's the
very
stress of everything, like trying not to disappoint everyone and everything, the burden of all this money that you have on your shoulders, this huge crew you have on your shoulders, the studio you don't want to let down, the fans you don't want to let down. It's like, I just go gray.
And there's only one person to point to.
I know, and there's no one else's fault.
Oh, poor us. Boo-hoo.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
I know.
I'm just saying we're blessed to be able to do it, but fuck, it's a lot of pressure. And every aspiring filmmaker out there, I'm sure, knows that. It's all on your shoulders.
Yeah. You get all the glory, and then you get
all the glory, and you get all when it bombs, it's all your fault.
Occasionally, I'd be bratty, right? I'd come home and I'd be like lamenting about whether or not they shortened my post period or whatever thing I was kind of lamenting about, and then I would say out loud, like, "Yeah, it's the job everyone wants, so of course it's fucking hard." Like it wouldn't be the job everyone wanted if it was a cakewalk.
No, it's an amazing job, but it is definitely the most stressful. It's the greatest, most wonderful job I could ever dream of doing, and it definitely is the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
So before you go, just tell us the name of your show.
Oh yeah, it ties into my new show because my show is about a podcast.
And did you like brush up on podcasts? You probably know more about it than I do.
This is my podcast voice.
Oh, it's great.
And this is how I talk, like my NPR.
Are you doing a Dax Shepard?
This is my Dax Shepard, armchair expert voice.
Say it again. What's the name?
It's called Alex Inc.
Alex Inc.
It's on ABC on Wednesday the 28th.
Great.
Of
March.
And Wednesdays going forward after the Goldbergs at 8:30.
Well, that's a good lead in.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And it's a true story of a guy who had a very popular podcast called Startup, Alex Blumberg.
Okay.
And he wanted to start a business and he knew nothing about starting a business. So he documented like a reality show, his whole life of leaving his job with his wife and kids and starting this business. And his company became very successful and became Gimlet Media, which is a podcast.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We know Gimlet.
Yeah.
So it's his story. We optioned the rights to season 1 of Startup and turned it into a show about a family and starting a business.
Did you direct the pilot?
Yeah.
You did?
I directed 4 of the 10. We made 10 of them and I directed 4 of the 10.
Yeah. And did you love it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so what I love most doing, I realized is, I had to, when Scrubs was over, I had to take a break because I was totally burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've loved so much of what I've done. But the thing I get the most pleasure out of is like going half-hour comedy, riffing, working with great writers, doing it in that insane 5-day schedule where you're just cranking it out fast.
I like that.
And you're delirious, so you're making up even weirder shit on set. I think it's really funny.
And really quick technical question: Do you cross shoot at single cam?
We don't. We cross shoot when we're out of time, and sometimes with the kids we do that. But I try and I feel like the lighting and the cinematography and the style will always be better if I have the time to shoot it.
Did you ever see Parenthood?
No.
You should watch an episode or two of that. It's entirely cross shot and 3 camera, and it looks amazing. So there's some DPs that do it, and then your life is
but it was
half as
handheld?
long. Yeah, handheld.
See, that's the thing. We're not
You're
handheld.
locked on.
Well, we do,
dolly.
Well, the camera's a character, you know.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, if it's handheld, it's a character too. But we're not doing that sort of it's a fake documentary look.
Well, there's some middle ground, Zach, between.
I don't mean to say that. All you Parenthood people, don't send me a hate mail. I hear it's amazing.
You just invigorated and mobilized.
I love the handheld documentary style, guys. No, but when it's way easier to cross shoot when you're doing that style, obviously.
Yes.
By the way, because I haven't watched the show, but know it is loved by many. It was inspired by the movie, right?
It is. Yeah. Yep.
I loved the movie.
Oh, the movie's fantastic. Did you ever see Friday Night Lights? Did you like that show?
I never saw anything.
Oh my God, are you missing the boat? Like, I'm not offended you didn't watch Parenthood, but I'm very offended you haven't watched Friday Night Lights.
So I should watch Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that show's unbelievable. And that's Jason Katims, who also then did Parenthood.
But the movie was the jumping off point.
The movie was, and Pete Berg did both the movie.
No, I
and
mean
the
Parenthood.
pilot. Oh, yes.
Pete Berg didn't direct Parenthood.
No,
He doesn't
Ron
want it to
Howard.
He would have been very young.
Yeah, Ron Howard directed Parenthood.
Who directed the pilot for Parenthood?
Tommy Schlamme.
Oh,
you
that's
must know
fancy.
him.
Yeah, he's fancy.
Yeah, he's the greatest. What a name, right?
I've been watching the Ron Howard Masterclass.
Oh, I've been wanting to check that out. Is it great?
It's interesting. I've never watched a masterclass before.
Nor have I.
But I thought when I saw Ron Howard, who I've been a fan of for many years, did one, I thought it could be interesting.
Yeah.
And you can always continue to learn from great masters.
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm doing an ad for Masterclass. You guys should get money from them.
Well, let's get
Yeah.
So check
sponsored.
out the Ron Howard Masterclass.
Get in your 240ZX. And
Do you audition
cruise
for
down to-
voiceover work?
I used to a bunch.
Oh, but
It's-
now
it's-
you're in commercials. You're on Samsung commercials.
Well, I was, yeah. I've always wanted one of those voiceover campaigns, big time. The audition for them, never got them.
Yeah.
My problem is I live with someone who's one of the best in the entire world at voiceover.
Right.
So by comparison, I feel completely inept and terrible at it.
Right, but you have a good voice.
I
I've
have a
done
fair
a
voice.
bunch of them.
You have?
Yeah. I once.
What campaign?
Do you remember the
What-
Cottonelle toilet paper puppy?
No.
It was
you were
really,
that was you?
Yeah, it was a really cute golden retriever puppy.
Yeah. It's the best secret source of income in the world.
And also, do you remember pure water filters?
Absolutely. That's
Hey,
you?
Hey,
Do
it's
it for me.
Hey, it's me. Water.
Oh, that's what you would say.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Hey.
absolutely.
And there'd be like this piano music.
But I didn't connect it to you, which is
Hey.
weird.
It's me. Water. And then the Cottonelle puppy was like,
No disrespect to you, but I feel like anyone could have done that. Would you
Well-
agree? Because you just go, hey,
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 it's me.
hey,
Water.
it's me.
Yeah.
Well, you got kind of a cute thing
Yeah.
there, upper register.
Well, I was also,
couldn't have done that.
you know,
Turns
Dax,
out
I
you
was,
couldn't
I
have
was
done it.
making the copy work.
Okay, sure.
And then I was the Cottonelle toilet paper puppy who was sort of like, being soft has its advantages and disadvantages.
Oh, so you did a
You're
full
doing
character
voices.
voice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do character
great.
voices too. I was Chicken Little.
Oh, that's right.
You never asked me about my work on Chicken Little.
Well, you know what I know about Chicken Little is it fucking eviscerated my movie Zathura. We came out 4 days after Chicken Little. Everyone was going, oh, this Chicken Little movie, it's not going to be big. Don't worry.
Right.
This is a great date. And then
Right.
Chicken Little was a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't my fault. I didn't direct that. I
And
was
yet,
just a
I
voice.
still like you.
Don't blame it on me, Dak Shepard.
No. The best movie I was ever in. It tanked largely because of you.
Hey, but it got Jon Favreau on that interesting track, didn't it?
It really did, yeah.
Why does John? I can ask you, how did Jon Favreau? By the way, have you ever seen Made?
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
one of his best movies that I don't know if anyone has seen besides hardcore Jon Favreau fans.
Very few people saw it, but I'll tell you the really fascinating thing about Made, I find, is that the first time I saw it, I hated it because I hated Vince in it. Because, and this is the power of story, he was so frequently foiling everything they were trying to do that I couldn't enjoy it. Like I wanted them to succeed, but Favreau's character, or not Favreau, Vince Vaughn's character in it is such a bumbling idiot, right? That I'm afraid that he's going to fuck up everything. I saw it. I'm like, I don't think I like it. Watched it again on an airplane. Now I know everything turns out right. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Vince Vaughn's best role of all time. And I loved it. And it's so crazy how something can turn like that once you know everything's going to be okay.
I loved it because for me, he was trying to thread the needle and do something so hard, which was match the magic of Swingers, but make a different movie. And I was like,
with the same two lead characters.
Yeah, and both playing the same sort of foil for each other. And I'm like, how? That's impossible. Like, but I went, oh my God, he did it. I love this movie in its own way.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always wanted to ask John, even though I only know him as an acquaintance, how he then went from Made to Zathura.
No, he went to Elf.
To what?
Elf.
Oh, Elf. That's the
Elf is the breakthrough because that thing makes $187 million, zero expectations. Will Ferrell hadn't had a huge hit yet.
Got it.
And it's a Will Ferrell vehicle, so they don't really care who directs it. So, it's a great thing to hop onto. And then he makes it much better than it should have been.
Right. And then he could make any movie he wanted.
Then he made Zathura. And then I think he demonstrated he could do things with effects. Everything was practical. And that got him into Marvel world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you see fucking Jungle Book?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's unreal.
It's really cool.
I actually went.
How would you feel about a movie like that? Like,
I couldn't do it. The attention span for 3 years.
During one of the only conversations I've had with him, he said I was at this fancy director dinner with him and Sam Raimi and Damien Chazelle. It was this really it was a birthday party for someone, but we're all sitting around a table talking. And it was while he was making that movie. And he said, basically, the movie's been made. And now for a year, I will approve effect shots. And I thought, that is so interesting and cool. I don't know if, and fucking A, are you good at it? I don't know if I could do that.
Well, and also he makes the movie 4 times. So there's a line sketch version of the movie. Right. Then there's a previs version of the movie. Then there's a more detailed version. And then they go and shoot the movie with the actors. So he does make it 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Which, again, that level of interest in something, I think, is beyond me for that duration.
I hear you. And also, I would think that what the cool thing about that is by the time, and obviously this is what Disney does so well, is by the time that movie comes out, it better be good.
Oh,
because you spent $9 zillion on it, but also you've made it a bunch of times, and you've had it. Because when I was in Chicken Little, I remember there were line drawing versions of the movie that while you're doing the voice, and they for years.
Yeah, and
then I know this is longer than Jungle Book, but for like a 3D animated movie, then they would rewrite the movie as they were animating it.
Yeah,
so you work on it for writing it for years. Whereas we write a script and we're like, all right, let's make it or not, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I directed Scooby-Doo for a year, the animated movie, and it wasn't for me. The process is so slow. You can't really, for me, maybe other people, certainly Favreau can do it. There's so many layers between you and the product that, the illustrators are such a unique thing, and they're your actors basically, and learning how to talk to them. And it was, I loved the opportunity, but at the end of it, I was like, this is not what I'm good at. I excel best when I get there and we find out we don't have our location. Right. And I'm like, how do I salvage? I'm a great on the day salvage person, but Anywho, you've said it all.
We've said it all. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thanks for
This was coming. A lot of fun. It was almost like a therapy session. I feel like
that's the goal.
I'm a little concerned because I do have to pee and there's no door on the toilet.
Yeah. We don't need one.
Now, what's going to happen is everyone going to hang out while I pee? I feel like this lovely woman should probably leave.
We'll step out.
Not only am I going to stay,
You're going to listen to. You want to know if my stream is as good as yours?
Yeah, and I'm going to try to then build a mental picture of your penis based on how thick and ropey I think your urine stream is.
Ropey. No one wants to hear the term ropey.
Gauge. How about that? The gauge. I'll try to determine.
I can also go in the yard if you'd prefer.
I have a porta potty in the yard.
I don't want to use the porta potty.
Okay, well, we're going to step out and you can use the toilet. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You're a wonderful guest.
Bye, everybody.
Stay tuned if you'd like to hear my good friend and producer Monica Padman point out the many errors in the podcast you just heard. Monica, are you prepared? I see you banging on your computer.
Always prepared.
Reckless abandon. You're very hard on that thing.
I get angry. I have to let my aggression out somewhere.
Yeah.
You're lucky
Is it fair to say that you have a little brat streak?
You want me to say that.
Wow.
And I do, yeah.
You do, yeah. Good.
I sure do. My parents would say so.
Yes. Whenever Monica travels home for an extended period of time and she comes back and I ask her for kind of a progress report, there's always a couple dark spots on the week, right?
Yeah.
Where you kind of go to your bedroom and stuff.
Well, okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to get too intimate.
Sometimes.
Christmas had some bedtime time.
Right. You kind of hid out for a minute in your room.
Yeah,
like a teenager.
And then I put my ear up against the door to hear what everyone was talking about. I wish that was a joke.
That was the best part of the whole story, is that you were mad at them, but you were eavesdropping on what they were saying about you.
I wasn't going to go down there and talk like an adult. I'm
You
a
were
kid
too mad.
there.
That's right. Little child.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, hit us.
Okay. So you said Frozen made $1.4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen made $1.276 billion.
Off by $130 million.
Which is a lot. That's more than a lot of movies make.
More than any movie I've been on made.
Can you even believe it? $1.276 billion?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't even think $1
And
billion
that's nothing.
is real.
That's nothing. That's the toys just dwarf that theatrical number. That's where it's at, guys. Thinking about making a movie, think about the toys and the outfits and the merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we got to do better out here.
By the way, we're going to start selling
Let's
mugs.
quickly just pitch that idea. So we some people have expressed some interest in our armchair expert mugs. They're gorgeous. Rob came up with it on his own. He's got a great aesthetic.
Beautiful.
And what Rob did that was weird is that ours they're virtually left-handed mugs because you got to hold it in your left hand for the
your partner to see you.
Yes. Which works for me because I'm left-handed. But we decided if we do order mugs, we'll order them in the correct setup.
Yeah.
Most people are right-handed. And then you had the brilliant idea. Go ahead, hit them.
We're going to sell the left-handed mugs. We have about 10. And these are worth a lot because these are the mugs that we use here in the attic. The ones that live by the toilet.
Yeah.
And
hit them with the price.
They're going to cost a little extra because they're special. So give or take $2,000 a mug.
This is great. And the theory behind this is, which was really well articulated by, I think, our friend Troy. I guess Hooters used to offer like a bottle of Dom Perignon and some wings or something for some exorbitant price. Yeah. And then it was kind of a talking point. So we decided maybe no one will ever buy one for $2,000, but we'll just advertise them for $2,000 just as something fun to talk about. Like, can you believe those assholes at Armchair Expert think they can get $2,000 for a mug?
Yeah, and you know what? Someone's going to buy it.
I hope some.
And we're going to do something special for these mugs, even extra special.
Our DNA will be on them.
Yeah, we're going to use them. And then you'll have a little piece of us with you.
Yeah.
You can't really put a price on that.
Well, you could potentially clone us in the near future.
Okay, you said Garden State and Without a Paddle came out within the same summer, and they did come out within the same summer.
Good.
July and August 2004. The Annie Hall quote, I would never want to be part of any club that would have me as a member. Groucho Marx said that.
Great. What did I say? The singer Richard Marx?
You just said.
One of the Marx brothers.
Yeah, and it's Groucho. And
he's good for a quote or two.
The exact quote is, I don't want to belong to any club that would accept me as a member.
Mm-hmm.
A little different than the Annie Hall one.
Mm-hmm. Poetic license.
Correct. You said 72% of women would want to date Justin Timberlake.
I did.
Yeah, in reaction to your poll.
Right.
I couldn't really do any research, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's lowballing.
Probably. That's got to be in the high 80s. Of single
90s.
90s for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not for
Although
me.
he's starting to age himself out a little bit. Certainly
He's
like
still very relevant.
He is, yeah. But do you think an 18-year-old wants to date a 40-year-old man?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's him, probably.
All right. You might right. He might transcend age brackets.
He was in the Super Bowl.
He will dance his way into any age demo.
Oh, God, yeah. He
Yeah.
dances like an 18-year-old with the agility and the energy of an
virility
18-year-old.
and the hunger.
Okay, Zach said he's reading an amazing book about breaking habits. I'm not sure if this is the exact book, but there is a very popular New York Times bestseller book about breaking habits called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Duhigg.
Yeah.
Okay?
Duhigg.
Duhigg.
Good.
And I think our friend Jess is reading it currently.
Oh, that makes sense because they both went to Landmark Forum as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just skip to Landmark Forum.
Okay.
Landmark Forum, just for a little context, in case anyone's interested in going to this, which I guess I would recommend because
Well, we don't condone or condemn it, right? Because we have no experience with
we
it.
have no experience, but we have a good friend who had a very positive experience there. So if you think you are in need of some breakthroughs,
Yeah.
sure, try it.
Okay, great.
It's a 3-day long course. And then he had mentioned EST. That stands for Erhard Seminars Training.
Mm-hmm.
And it was big.
And it's a big storyline in Americans,
It
which
is.
we love.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you said Northwestern probably has a good rowing team,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't.
Okay, great.
They're
Do
not-
they not even
They're
have
not
a rowing
even.
team?
They do have one.
Oh, okay.
But they're not even in the top 20. Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah,
Gross.
wake us up when you break the top 15.
Yeah, and you know what's also ugh?
Wait, what?
Harvard is 16th.
Really?
Yeah, and they're acting like they're number
Well,
one on those social network movies.
They do a great job branding because I in my head they're number one.
I think originally it was like Yale and Harvard, and that was the
Back
they
when
were
there
the
was
kings.
5 colleges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, which movie does Rob Lowe bang someone's mom?
Mm.
This is tricky because in both movies, Class and Oxford Blues, he does have sex with an older woman.
Oh,
So that's why it's confusing, but it's actually Class.
right.
That it's his friend's
His
mom.
bro's mom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's like revealed.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't know that when he's sleeping with her.
Like Oedipal. Like, what's the Shakespearean? He sleeps with his.
Oh.
You're supposed to know this stuff. You
I
study
know.
theater.
Can't remember.
What is it?
That's
Uh,
not
well,
Shakespeare.
No, it's not. But it came. Someone was told they're banished, and you're going to end up
King
sleeping with your
Lear?
mother and killing your father or something, right? Which is Oedipal.
King Lear, Macbeth.
Yeah, you don't
Romeo
have to
and
just
Juliet.
you don't have to just list all the Shakespeare plays that you know about. I was hoping with
Midsummer
some
Night's Dream,
specific.
that's a comedy.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right. Onward and upward.
In Revenge of the Nerds, you said they're screaming, "We have Muff" or "We have Beaver."
Bush.
But we've got Bush.
Oh, it's Bush.
Yeah.
That escaped me on the day, but now I
No,
remembered. We have Bush.
We've
Okay.
got
Much
Bush.
classier.
Got.
We got Bush. That could have been a bumper sticker. Got Bush. Like
Yeah.
in the got milk.
I'm glad it wasn't.
Okay, yeah.
We have it's already an uphill battle.
By the way,
okay?
just side note, no one can get Bush much anymore. It's out of vogue.
It's not as popular.
People aren't, they're not
Well,
growing a big bush.
I wonder if that's.
To my knowledge, I've been off the market for a long time, but
I think it runs the gambit.
okay.
I think some people still.
Good for them. I applaud them.
So you guys referred to a shiksa.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, I like that. Okay. That's a derogatory term.
But it's from Jewish people against us.
It's a
Me.
disparaging
I included
term.
you and Caucasoid Gentiles.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a disparaging term for a non-Jewish woman.
Yeah.
Or girl.
I like when other groups are making fun of us. I embrace it. Some of the names are cute, like Honky and Cracker. You know, they almost sound like cartoon characters. I can live with that.
Yeah.
None of them, they've never really been able to
know.
hang one on us that is as hurtful as most of the ones we came up with.
Cracker, come on.
Yeah, Shiksa sounds like some kind of warrior.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, then he called her. He
someone
said
call you
Shiksa goddess.
Yeah, you
So
go
that sounds-
Shiksa and you'd be like, hey, thanks for the insult.
Ooh.
It'd make you feel good.
You said you got punked when you were 28. So the first episode came out in 2003 and you were 28, but you probably then got punked when you were 27 at least.
But that starts bumping up against my claim that I was unemployed for 10 years. So my story's not as good when you point that out.
I'm sorry.
Fine, maybe I
have
got it
to
at 27.
debunk.
Okay.
I must. You had a quick meteoric
I
rise.
didn't feel like it. Okay.
I'm like scared to do this one because I
Great.
just don't know anything about cars.
Oh, this is the Nissan. Oh, before
Yeah.
you say it, I went home that night and I went to sleep and I was like, Skyline was the vehicle I was trying to remember that was only
Skyline.
available in Japan.
You said Highline.
Yep, it's not Highline, it's a Skyline.
Okay. Maybe
Does that
it
clear up what you were
is.
about to say?
Well, not really. I couldn't find too much. It just said the 240SX is closely related to another S platform based vehicle, such as the Japanese market Sylvia
That's great.
and
Sylvia.
180SX.
Okay.
Does that ring any bells?
No, neither did.
I trust you over me in this case.
Okay, good.
But it's the Sylvia.
Sylvia.
You said Zach was 24 when he got Scrubs, and Scrubs aired in 2001, so he would have been 26.
But
Everyone's
again, he
just-
might everyone's playing fast and loose with
They
their age.
are.
But I don't think it's intentional. I don't think there's any malice. Like I just think generally we don't really know what
Yeah,
we're
that's
saying.
true. You guys are so old.
Yeah,
I
we're-
understand.
Right. You'll start losing dates pretty soon.
And then he refers to Kaiser Sose.
Mm-hmm.
That's from The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
And people should know that if they want to watch it.
Great movie. Great crime twist and turny movie.
Twisty.
Gritty.
Mm.
Benicio del Toro is amazing. That's
He's
his breakout
so
role.
good.
Yeah.
I love
He
him.
says, "You fucking king."
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So
He
that's
says, he'll
all.
flip you. He'll flip you for real. He'll flip you. He'll flip you for real.
Okay.
Okay.
I did want to, I
Okay.
brought this up already,
Okay.
but I wanted to bring it up publicly
Okay.
because I think it's a problem.
Okay.
Because masturbation is a through line in this episode,
Okay.
comes up a lot. And it's just interesting to me that there are many movies of young boys coming
Choking.
of age.
Choking their chicken.
Correct.
Yeah.
Masturbating. And it's fine. It's just part of boyhood. We do not see enough of girls doing that
Right.
at a young age.
Right. And I suppose if you're a young
Exploring their body.
girl, you think you're odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I can't speak as an authority on this because I've not done any polling, but I think two things are true. I think one thing is it's always that it's been a patriarchal society for a long, long time, and men are afraid of women's sexuality. I think because they ultimately are afraid they won't be able to pleasure a woman or that someone else could pleasure her better. I think that's what gives rise to all these really crazy misogynistic laws around the world.
Yeah.
And so I think one is that just fear of female sexuality and that you won't be able to control a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even Freud, he thought, if you were horny or you had hysteria.
Yeah.
That's one element of it, I believe. Second is all these movies we're referencing are written by men,
Exactly.
male leads. They're telling their childhood.
Yes.
And there's a lot of jerking off going on when you're
Yeah.
a young boy. But I also would propose that I bet the rate is lower for women. I think that this chemical that takes over your body, testosterone, when you're a teenage boy is a stronger chemical than whatever's making females horny.
I don't know. When kids are little,
Yeah.
I see no difference in the little kids I'm around, the girls and the boys exploring their bodies.
Pre-puberty.
Pre-puberty, but
I'm talking puberty jerking off in your teen years.
yeah, I know, but I think that is a result of society.
I can speak on that one point. You couldn't have put a wall of fire between me and beating off. It was gonna happen.
But the girls still do it, but they're not going to be talking about, they're not going to be pulling out their vaginas in front of their friends. That's not acceptable. It is totally acceptable for boys to do that.
Oh, 100%. But
Then you just saying that you think the number is less, you don't know.
well, no, here's what I do know. Evolutionarily, the male species gets to procreate with great fecundity. There's no expense to it. So all males in all species can knock up 1,000 women if they're capable of that and spread their genes, right?
Yeah.
So that's been vastly rewarded. Whereas there's a huge time commitment for raising a child as a woman. You have to proceed a lot differently. So that's just a part of our evolution. So that's kind of undeniable.
Yeah.
As a result of that, the male hardwiring and the reckless motivation to just procreate and have sex is higher.
Yes, that is true, but I think puberty for both sexes is
Let's just get personal. I was very personal. How often were you masturbating as a teenager?
Okay, this is a good example. I don't want to answer that.
Okay.
Because I feel that makes me really uncomfortable to answer, and you feel fine talking about it.
Right. So why don't you break these societal chains? And let some young listener out there know that it's just fine to masturbate.
Well, obviously,
it's
I
very
think
healthy.
that's the whole reason I brought this up. I don't know if everyone needs to know my
I just thought maybe we
frequency.
could compare frequency as maybe some data set. We could go, oh, yeah, it must have been. How about this? I'll just say yes or no. Was it a daily, every single day you had to do it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so for me it was, and I think most boys it is.
Well, it was when I discovered it. It was.
When it first happened, you're like, look at this new thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But then it petered off.
Yeah, then it petered off. But I wasn't like, oh, this is something that everyone does, and great, I can keep doing this every day.
Yes, and although I agree with you that it's ever present in media, I still felt all this shame about it, as I think a ton of boys did. I was trying to quit all the time. Like it was a big preoccupation of mine to stop doing this. And I don't know why. We weren't even in a religious house. There's something about it was like, you shouldn't be able to feel good on demand.
Right.
And I don't know where that comes from.
Right.
But I could not resist. It was,
Yeah, I just think it's more acceptable for boys.
100%.
And that shouldn't be the case.
It shouldn't be the case. And like all these things, maybe the middle is also true, Maybe it's those things plus maybe the drive isn't as intense, but you don't want to concede to that.
No, that's fine if it's not, but that's not even what we're talking about.
Okay.
Who cares if the drive isn't as intense? It still should be allowed.
Oh, absolutely.
And it should be presented in the same way it is with boys, where this is something that happens and it's fine.
Yeah.
And it may not be as much, but who cares? That's not really relevant.
It's quality over quantity is what you're arguing. Well, thank you for bringing this up, and thank you for being as honest as you were comfortable with. And I apologize if I put you on the spot. I just felt like we're beating around the bush here, where we do have some data in this room. We could at least look at anecdotally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love you.
I love you
tremendously.
Me too.
Good night.
Good night.